Hey, everyone. I'll take you into my intro and then I will be right back.
Home in the valley, home in the city, home isn't pretty, ain't no home for me. Home in the darkness, home on the highway, home isn't my way, home I'll never be. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Time is the essence, time is the season. Time ain't no reason, got no time to show. Time everlasting, time to play these sides. Time ain't on my side, time I'll never know. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and lives that were blue. But I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you.
Alrighty. Let me make sure I'm not muted. Oh, it's been, sorry I was late. I'm usually within a minute or two, at the most 5 minutes, but yeah, it was it life. I don't know what else to say. Life. Kiddos. Uh, the last minute things got to be done. They're kids, so they're little. So, how's everybody's day going? I guess people are freaking out all over these YouTube streets. I wasn't in a lot of chats today. I was busy. I popped in on Savages, mostly listen because I was at the pediatrician's office, but who else? I popped into Nonsenses. Uh, I popped in for a minute to Clues. I think Trying to think of, I don't know what, but apparently people are putting out crap about these cease and desist notifications. Still aren't going out. I am so sick of YouTube. But we're supposed to build our channels. We can't build our audience, YouTube, if you're not sharing out our freaking lives. If you're not putting the notifications out. And it's been going on because I've not been getting them for big channels. But also make sure you turn that little bell on. If you don't have the bell turned on, you won't get one. But I put it on my community tab and I remember to do that. But yeah, people are freaking out. People are making up all this stuff, all these big things now over these cease and desist, please. Okay, first off, yes, a family lawyer can and will serve a cease and desist. I've seen it done in family courts. Um, if they happen to proceed with the civil case, which is, yeah, not going to happen, um, they either will co counsel or pass the torch, so to say. But they will serve a cease and desist, especially with the, with family courts get nasty and get messy. They get real quick, like real quick. So, um, yeah. Anyway, but okay, let's face it. Allegedly, there was supposed to be like, according to Tony, like 50 of these being sent out. Okay, I don't believe that. I don't. I don't believe that. Excuse me. Do you know what it would cost to have a lawyer issue 50 C&Ds, which, use them to wipe your ass, throw them in the garbage, whatever. Not worth much. Yeah. So there's that. I believe, however, there are a few that were actually served by the attorney, and others that are claiming they've gotten them. I don't know. I haven't seen them. I question them though. Also, anyway, it's just I'm not going to make up shit about it. Yeah, I'm not. I don't make stuff up about nothing. But I'm not even gonna continue talking about it either because to me it's nothing but a distraction. Um, Trying to take the heat off of whatever they think is going on. But like I said, it's I don't know. Apparently, people have had things to say. Like I said, I haven't caught up on them. But it's if they want to wish for one so bad, dang, they can have one. Heck, we'll send them one. I was sent one, not by them. I was sent a blank one as a joke. It's blank. It's not even filled out. But the person sent it to me so that I didn't feel. She said, "Hey, I sent this to you so you didn't feel left out. The others got one." And then she went, "LOL, LOL, LOL." But it was blank. It was supposed to be a joke. But anyway. And if I did get one, it'd go to the garbage can. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. Let me say hi to everybody. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's oh, we had a troll already. Dang, they starting early on Friday night. Oh, by the way, Savage, happy birthday to you. I can't sing worth a shit, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I will be stopping over at your party later. Online party, not in person. We don't live in the same state, not even close. Well, not that far, but not that close. Anyway, hey, Hope. Hey, Wise Angel. Sir Duke, look, I've had a really bad day, Duke. The last thing I need is you here mucking things up. I'm going to send your ass to the moon tonight. I have to. You're going one way ticket. I'm not bringing you back this time. Yeah, he's not worried at all. Not at all. He's looking at me like, yeah, I'll bite the cords next time. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. Hey, Street. Hey, One Way Street. How'd you come up with that name? That's a cool name. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Maureen. Hey, Steven's Adventure. Hey, Wendy. Good to see you. I'm going to share that video. Guys, if you're not subbed up to Wendy, sub up to her and check out her channel. She puts out some really good informative videos. And she's going to be putting one up about the cease and desist and all this, and I'm going to be sharing it out. Hey, Rowdy, it's good to see you. Hey, Heather. Hey, Remy. KCG in the house. Hey, Sky. Hi, Chris Cress. God, it is so muggy. I so badly want to go in the house in the AC. It is so freaking muggy down here. And we had some thunder for like, but we get the hoopla, but not the rain. Yeah, it's so damn muggy. Yeah, I remember when that happened. No, I mean, I wasn't involved in it, KCG, but doing my research when I first started my channel, and I would do those deep dives on video uploads, which I think I'm going to go back to doing some of them again because you put a lot of work into doing those. And I enjoyed it. It's just really hard not having nothing to record on right now, like I could my old iPad. But as soon as I can, I'm going to start. I'm going to do that again. I miss those deep dives. But because you look into everything, so which I did, yeah, I found out a lot of stuff. It's crazy. That KJ community is freaking loony bins, man. Freaking loony bins. Anyway, so we have a panel that we're going to review. They're probably going to piss you off, probably a lot. They piss me off a lot. Then I ate a gummy. I chilled. Um, Bullhorn. I I don't even know what more to say to you at this point. The hateful shit you were sitting on your channel spewing out, and it's outright lies, and you're good with it. Oh, and by the way, I have all I for you the court records like I have before. I've gotten them before. I just haven't had a chance to redact them. Um, but others will probably talk about it. But I go over it my way. Um, and there are certain, everybody picks out different things that they go over. But we will be reviewing that. But I do need to redact the names, just because that's just how it is. Hey, voices, good to see you. So, oh, Spanky. Oh my gosh, Justin. He is doing the same thing to Sebastian that he's done to Summer and other children. This man is creepily obsessed with these missing children. He exploit this the exploitation is off the chain. And it's just 2 and 3 lives at a time. It's just and they regurgitate the same stuff. I don't get it with Betty's and the Justins. I I And Brittany J, you're still a coward. You're still a coward in my book. And girl, if you want to cry victim about your own choices and living circumstances that you chose for yourself, yeah, no. I am so sick of you thinking because somebody combs their hair or, so what, gets their nails done, or because I'm not rich, I have a pool. I bought my house with a swimming pool because I wouldn't have bought a house with a swimming pool down here, to be honest with you. In no way be miserable with kids in the swimming pool. Hell to the no. But That doesn't mean you're rich. It just means that you pay your bills. You could either buy or rent a house with a pool too if you chose to. And I'm saying buy or rent because I don't know your situation, not my business. You can do either or. You choose not to. Your economic situation is not on nobody but yourself. Because I tell you what, my old man would not be sitting at home on his ass. At that age, he's twice that age and he's still working. Just saying. Financial hardships happen to everybody. It knocks socks out to find out the shit I've been through. But I don't need to tell all that. I'm just saying, quit playing victim. But you're still a coward. Because you block people, then you talk shit. So, because you know they can't respond. That's a coward move. And that's what you did to me. And you do it to others. Oh, also, remember I showed you guys Betty Jr.? Hey, DBS. Well, guess who Betty Jr. is livid with? In fact, we're going to start out with that because we could use a little bit. Let me bring that up real quick. Oh, my mouse decided not to work tonight. So I had to plug in. I didn't, my batteries in my wireless are dead. So I had to plug in this one. And oh, it's a pain in the ass. I don't want you guys to hear click, 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 click. Um, but Betty Jr. is done with Betty Sr. She is no longer her mentor. She's no longer thrilled with her. And it has to be Betty she's talking about. Um, because everything she says about how Betty's really taken off like a bottle rocket since the interview, truth, and she has. She is going even harder than ever because she thinks Seth's giving her the approval. Guess what, Betty? It's not Seth's approval to give. He's not married to that woman. No longer. Even though he doesn't care to let go. But I will show you this because it's a TikTok. You know, they're all quick. But she is truly pissed and she is truly done, according to her. So, the romance didn't last long. It didn't. The mentorship. He's a psychic medium study.
Now. who who is I don't even have words. Let's just say in a matter of a week.
Now, when she puts her glasses on and her hair's straight, she looks just like Betty, younger Betty. And she's true crime on TikTok, but she's also a medium. Yeah, that's a scary thought, Street. That's a scary thought. I don't know if he's an active foster. I think I got questions about that. It could be that, that because I believe he has twins, that they started out fostering them and then have moved into the same area that I'm in, with mine, the next steps. Yeah. He's just creepy. I'm sorry. He is weirdly obsessed with these kids that have been murmured or go missing. It's just really creepy. And we're going to be reviewing him. I've been watching and also doing my homework so that I can come back at him with facts and not look like Brittany J, who's trying to copy nonsense so badly. And it's such an epic fail. She's trying to review the interviews and be smart and point things out. And oh, it's awful. It's bad. And no shade, but it is what it is. I'm being brutally honest. It's bad. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Tammy. But this girl's also a psychic medium. And we've played her tarot card readings on Sebastian. It's off the wall. But yeah, now she's on a rant because she is really pissed off. You tell me who you think she's pissed off at. Now, like I've showed you before, Betty was her idol, was her mentor. That love affair that ended quick.
week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, her personality has totally gone in a 180 direction. And I am literally disgusted. Literally disgusted at how this person is talking to people, the things she's saying to people, calling people dumbasses, dirt bags, people that watch her channel. People that watch her channel. I mean, it is disgusting. It is disgusting. I'm just from start to finish so far, I have just heard nothing but bashing people that are following this case, um people that have differing opinions, um just disgusting. And I would really appreciate it. Some of you, I hope, will catch on to who I'm talking about. I really would appreciate, because I've seen in the last 2 days people tagging her in my videos. And I really, really would appreciate it if you guys did not tag this woman in my videos. I am done supporting her.
Now they would tag Bullhorn because she would say how much she liked Bullhorn and how Bullhorn was her mentor and yeah.
am done supporting her at this point in time. We are not here for that. We are not here to trash talk people. We are not here to talk about people that are viewing and following you and trying to contribute their opinion to the case. We are not here to watch somebody on their extremely high horse right now. I don't know what that interview did to this woman's brain, but she's not the same person since prior to that interview. She's not the same person. I'm not going to name names. I'm pretty certain you guys can figure it out. I'm pretty certain. There's a live on right now on YouTube that I'm pretty certain if you watch it start to finish, you're going to be disgusted. You're going to be disgusted.
Betty was live.
That's not okay. That is not okay. I can't even watch anymore. It's turned into high school. It's turned into the mean girl against everyone else.
Now Betty is a TikTok creator who also does YouTube, who also was live at that time when she did this video, who also just had an interview, who also has really, really amped it up at going at Chris and Katie and everybody else.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Someone gave this person a very big ego in just a matter of a week and a half. Not the same person I was following.
Girl, I don't know where you've been at or what you've been seeing, but she's been like this forever, by the way. Because it's one of two people you're talking about. And I don't think the other person that was mentioned in your chat has a YouTube channel that was live exactly when you uploaded this video. Or when you did this, yeah. So there. Okay. But you clearly haven't watched much. But okay.
Prior to 2 weeks ago, not
Hey
the same
Pete.
person at all. And I'm just really disgusted. So if you guys could please stop tagging this person in my videos. I don't want any parts of her. I don't. If you don't know who I'm talking about and you do want to tag a creator in my videos, If you just want to run it by me, drop me a message first, and I'll let you know if that person's okay.
What? You want people to message you before they share your video out? Because you don't, what? You should be appreciative that people are sharing your video out. Just saying.
To go ahead and tag in my videos, because, and you know what's funny is right now, like it's kind of weird
Oh,
how
I'm so
all of a
sorry,
sudden, like,
Tammy. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Oh, I'm sure that's your baby. Oh, I am so sorry. Sending all the good vibes and prayers I can your way. Oh, man. I've got an older dog who's been sick and he's had a stroke and he's got some lumps, and yeah, I get it. Oh, that's just like losing your baby. It is. What do you want, Sir Duke? You want in the house?
like the stuff that I talked about today, there's some of it coming out, but in different words, which, whatever, fine. That's not really, not even, I don't even really care all about that. What I care about is the fact that this person shouldn't be acting that way. You're in the public view. People are looking to you for information, not to hear your cackling and your cattiness and your childish BS.
Well, the cackling fits very well too, don't it? The childish BS.
No one needs to hear that. If you have facts, state the facts. If you want to discuss the case and bring awareness, do that. But do it in the name of Sebastian Rogers, okay? And not in the name of your ego. Absolutely disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. I damn sure, if that was my child that went missing, I damn sure wouldn't want this woman talking about my child. I wouldn't want to bring in awareness at this point. The professionalism went right down the drain real fast. It was good. It was great 2 weeks
The
ago.
other person that was mentioned in her chat also, I don't think Seth did an interview with. I've seen all his interviews more than once, and yeah, that's not one that I've ever heard. And everybody's been looking. If it existed, people would have had it. So that's another reason why I think it's Bullhorn, because Bullhorn was live. Bullhorn cackles. Bullhorn just did the interview. Bullhorn has got tripled down. I mean, she's just going all ham on the Proud Puts and her false allegations and outright lies. But yeah.
What happened?
And she idolized
If
Bullhorn.
you let these other creators get to you that badly, you don't need to be on here on a camera. You don't. If you let them get to you to the point that you have to constantly, every live show, every video you do, come on and bash somebody else, what are you worried about them for? Get on here, put out your content, talk what you need to talk, and stop with the drama. In that child's name that you are discussing, stop with the drama. I'm disgusted. Anyway, thanks for watching my rant. I had to vent about it, guys. I really did. And you know, I do not like the drama. I really don't. And that just really, really set me off, what I just saw.
Then
So,
you probably should have never said she was your mentor in the first place, because she's all about the drama. About that drama. About that drama. She is.
yeah, again, no tagging of this person in my video. Pretty certain you'll know who I'm talking about. Has a really, really loud, shrieking voice. There's a clue. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, she is turned off on Betty. Yeah, she's, I guess. Oh, here's a picture of her. Let me share that. Wait a minute. Her name's is Nick on TikTok. And if she didn't do the fake psychic crap, she and paid attention to facts. Yeah. But look, in this picture, she looks like Betty. But there was one I did that I showed you guys. We went over where she looks so much like Betty. But this one, she looks like Betty. But yeah, she's mm, if you do TikTok, check her out over there. I mean, I'm gonna shout her out because I'm playing her shit. But yeah, I I I don't follow her. I don't want to hear more fake phony stuff about uh, the prophets and more false allegations and yeah, I don't want to hear it. And a lot of it she was saying because she was listening to Betty. Now Betty lost her one and only student. I'm gonna play some music for this one because of who I'm playing. Just let me know if it's too loud. I'm really not in the mood for let me take a minute and talk to chat. I had a day from the last couple of days have been but the cutest thing did happen today. Oh, and do me a favor. Hit that like. I want to get this video in the algorithm. I guess y'all didn't like my last live, but that's okay. I'm gonna have lives like that. But I still appreciate you coming. But I'm so close to 21K. I was like 4 away. I'm not kidding. So if you could hit that like and sub up if you're not subbed up. Heck, join poolside. You will be a misfit diver. Or you can be a misfit shark. Whichever you care. It could be a misfit jellyfish. You can be a misfit SpongeBob. I don't care. We're just misfits. But yeah, it's so today I'm straightening up. The kids come flying in, they're so excited. And I'm like, whoa. And they're like, Mommy Kathy, we can go to the lagoon. I'm like, huh? And they're like, yeah, the waterpark's having a sale. And it's a good deal, too. We just saw that. They call it an ad because my little one says commercial. So funny, though. He says commercial. But anyway, they said, remember, you always say we got to wait till something's on sale for the budget. It's on sale, Mommy Kathy, so we can go. They were so excited because they didn't understand the sale. But it is actually not a bad sale. I mean, they lowered the price. I think it was like $10 or $15 for a day. Yeah, or something like that. I don't. But they were just so excited because I'm always telling them we stick to our budget, and sometimes we have to wait for things to go on sale when they're outrageously priced. I'm trying to get them to understand it. Just because you want it doesn't mean you buy it. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, and believe me, they want for nothing. The kids are very well taken care of. But it was just so cute and so funny. So damn it, I'm gonna scrape that money together because that was just too cute. They actually do listen. Your kids actually do listen sometimes. It may not be taken in the way you want it to be. That they think the water park was that, but it is a sale. So they were right. It is a sale. There's a discount. And then I seen the ad. It came on again. I glanced at it. I'm like, that's why they thought it was a big sale. Because they say this huge discount. But I guess that is, 10, $15 off per ticket. I guess that is. I don't know. But it's not that far from us. And it's great for them. It's perfect for their ages. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it happen. It was just too cute. Hey, Story Night. Hey, Doxy. Though I don't want them to think that, oh, well, okay, it's on sale. We can buy it even, just because I want it. Yeah. And I'm starting to think maybe they took that literal. But it's still cute. My kids are good kids. They brought out their piggy bank money to add to the Toys for Tots money so we could get more toys. That's how cute they're sweet kids. But to look out for a sale, that cracked me up. They were so damn excited. They come flying in the room like it was
It's a
funny.
scam.
I guess you had to be here, but it was really funny.
The best way to know if it's real is to use Guardio. Scammers have continued to grow operations and expand profits.
So can we use Guardio to find out if this is a good ad? This is appropriate to find out if these YouTubers are for real or if they're scammers. Can we?
Stick people dry in other.
Okay, this is. Oh dang! Right into another ad. Are you kidding me?
Than an hour.
This is Voices Behind the Wall. I usually call her that thing in the wall because I'm not exactly sure what else to call her but a thing. Yeah, she's gross. Hey, Cherokee girl. Hey, Skull girl. So, she's gonna have several people on panel, including another psychic. They're everywhere. And Spanky Boy. And Brittany J. We'll get to Betty later. Oh my God, I don't know how people watch her shit. She regurgitates the same stuff 6-7 times a day. If you watch one video, you have watched it, she's saying the same exact thing in the next 10. It's she says the same exact crap over and over and over. I don't get it. I couldn't. I can't watch the same regurgitation multiple times every day. I can't do it. I check out. It's not like she's actually trying to point out anything, any flags in any of the videos. She just regurgitates her slamming and attacking Chris and Katie. And Seth is God and perfect. It's crazy. But these people, remember a couple days back, I played you a little bit of Cher's live when she was saying that the Wells had children in their home and there were substances in the hair follicle test and stuff like that. But none of that's true, because if it was true, they'd have been in jail. But anyway, I played you that a couple days. It was bad. Hey, Gina.
To tonight, so we'll continue these conversations. Oh, she needs to shoot. Hold on. So, Mandy, let's start with you since you're up here too. Hey, wondering.
She's a
what is
spirit
so
seeker.
far your thoughts and theories on. We'll start with Sebastian's case because I'm pretty sure I know your thoughts and theories on Summer's case. But just a reminder to people, feel free to voice your opinions. You don't have to be an asshole about it, but you can voice your opinions. Mandy and Brittany and I all have different opinions and thoughts on definitely Sebastian's case. And
this is Mandy, the Spirit Seeker Squad. We briefly looked at her probably 2-3 months ago, I think. But I was checking back into her since this live. And yikes. Yeah, yikes. Hey, Brittany. Okay, go ahead.
Several in Summer's case too. And there's lots we also agree on. But people that are getting bullied for thinking one way and not another is really silly. So don't let that scare you from like voicing what your own thoughts and opinions are for your own self. Because the people who are butt kissing the Proudfoots and how dare you talk about the Proudfoots are the same people that is bashing Seth Rogers. And we don't know who's right or wrong. And by the way, neither the Mean Girl drama side has so far helped with their behavior and their actions on their platforms bring any of these children home yet. And neither has our side, right? So
exactly, you're part of that thing in the wall.
Again, everybody's on the table. Everything is on the table according to the law. It is a high profile case. It is a very public case. So we have every right to have our own thoughts and opinions.
Oh my God, I love me a good no bake. I can make some killer no bakes. You know, easy. Them are the easiest cookie to make and the easiest freaking ones to mess up. You just cook that chocolate the wrong way. But, cook no bake cookie dough bites. Yeah, they sound good. Now I'm gonna have to go to the store and get stuff to make them.
Because it's a public case. So of course we all have our thoughts and opinions on it, right?
That's the beauty of the justice system. It's public.
Right? So what is your opinion this far? What are we on? 102? Hey Brittany, I'm getting you the link, girl. Sorry. Are we on like 102 or 103 days for Sebastian?
Right. Yeah, and I can't believe, 102, 3, 100 plus days feels like such a long time, but I can't believe that it's already been this long. You know, does that make sense? Like,
no, not at all.
It flew by.
Right. It seems like we just heard about Sebastian just last week or something, you know, like I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
Hey, Sarah.
Okay. My thing is, I guess, like we're all entitled to our opinions.
Exactly.
And I have
don't be afraid to say it, girl.
None that I know of, Hope. Yeah, the majority are defending Seth and bashing the Prophets. Yeah. And I've never heard anybody say no, bash Seth. I've never heard. Yeah.
Right. I have my own opinions, and one thing that I can say is, you know, we're not going.
Oh, don't worry, Mandy. We are going to review your spirit-seeking self. We are. It's coming. I believe that's Sunday's show.
To say words and then have them twisted. Okay. Like, we're going to go over a lot of stuff tonight. A lot.
And we want to use their words, really.
Right.
Hey,
I love facts. Facts are huge.
I knew that. I'm sorry.
Facts are what we base our opinions off of, right?
Oh, this mouse is going to drive me nuts. Good to see you.
Right? So we don't want our opinions to be seen as facts because that's not how it works. I actually just had a quote that I put in that video that I made public a little bit ago. That it said something about the more facts you know, the more opinions you'll have, and that's how it should be, you know. So, yeah. And we don't have a lot with Sebastian or Summer. We don't have a lot of factual information. We know a lot of stuff that's happened after the fact, but we don't know a lot about the day. So it's hard.
But yet you ran with all the crap. And you know it's not true. You know it's not factual. You've just admitted that. But you both have been a part of that as well. Like I said, Mandy, we will be reviewing you on Sunday's show.
Right.
It's hard to stick with one or the other. You know, like I said, I have two theories. You know, I have two theories that one is...
Okay. What time's dinner? It's been just one of those couple days, you know.
Either Sebastian walked out of the house on his own, but the video that I just put out makes me lean towards my second theory even harder now, because
It does.
Chris himself said that if Sebastian or if anybody was on the front porch, they would have been caught on camera, even if it was a blurry figure. So that means that if Sebastian walked out that front door, he would have been caught on camera. And the TBI website says there have been.
Oh no, auto check tears my comments and stuff up all the time. I can't stand it.
Been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian at all since the alert was issued.
Yeah, we've been saying
And that was
that all
just
along.
updated on April 25th.
But you people
So,
haven't.
How is that possible?
Right.
How did he leave the house? If he didn't walk out on
It's
his own,
possible because it
how did he
happened.
leave the house? And the only conclusion.
It is possible because it happened. So we've been telling you this, you people, this stuff from day one, but you have not wanted to listen to nothing. And don't worry, this is all going to change when the panel guests arrive.
Conclusion that I can come to is he was put in a vehicle or got in a vehicle inside the garage, and that's how he, avoided cameras.
That's not a fact. That's not factual at all. Told you it was going to change rather quickly. These people are their own worst enemy. They're biggest hypocrites because they'll spew one thing out of the side of their mouth, then they'll go to the other side and spew more crap. But we're going to speed it up.
Too. Like he definitely might. Yeah, that has to be.
Right, Iris? Right. He teleported somewhere. We just don't know where. I mean, no, he doesn't just vanish. He doesn't teleport. Something happened.
Sadly, that happens every day. People just disappear every day. It sucks, but it happens. Been there, been through it. It happens. Runaways don't usually announce that they're running away. Didn't your cards tell you that? Oh, we'll talk about that Sunday.
And there's facts that I don't know. I hope the police.
Wait, maybe we'll do you Saturday because I want to do the court docs if I can get them redacted. Betty is such a fucking liar. I can't, man. She outright lied through her teeth in those court documents yet again. I was like, you got to be kidding me. She learns absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, but it is time for the court to stand up and say enough. And she still didn't file what she needed to file. You can't sue me for what someone else on YouTube does. Especially when I'm not connected to that person in any way, shape, or form. Because there's no evidence or proof to show otherwise. She can't provide the actual evidence. It's what she hears, what she thinks. That's not evidence. It's time for the court to nip this in the ass because Betty will drag this out forever. Hey, Chap Test. Not too long ago, I think. Yeah. I don't think it was too long ago. There was stuff that they just wanted, and I just put it on there and left it on there. They're kids, they don't change her. Well, yeah, she don't change her mind. Oh my God. She had over 3,000 freaking beads all over the place. It was crazy. I went and got the vacuum cleaner, sucked them. It was clean. Sucked them bad boys all up. No way was I spending 19 hours picking up over 3,000 beads from one end of the room to the other, though I did make her clean the bed off. That way it taught them a lesson. Probably not, but yeah. She just thought that was the coolest thing, that I just used that little handheld vacuum cleaner and sucked them bad boys.
I don't know how to word it. I hope that they have zoomed in on the vehicle. If there was a vehicle that left at any time, I hope that they zoomed in on it and that they.
Okay. You don't think law enforcement's done this stuff? They're not going to tell us. So, can we move on?
We're able to see
Let's move
something,
on.
you know?
Agree. Yeah, a lot of creators, yeah, but that's because they don't. I
Or
don't
wait,
know
a
what to
lot
say.
of
Yeah, they
creators are way too angry.
Possessive.
Not helpful.
I see it as possession. You know, like they feel like they're protecting the victims.
Here comes the perpetual victim and coward herself. Okay, Brittany, thank you.
As they see them. In this case, I don't see the victims or the parents as victims right now because Sebastian is the only victim, in my opinion. You know, so until we know more, I don't see them as victims. I'm not going to treat them as perpetrators, but I don't see them as victims. So I think that it's just like ownership, you know, like I own this case and my opinion is right. And I heard somebody say my opinion is fact. And I was like, what?
Betty? Yeah, Betty's done that. A lot of you have. Yeah. Self-reflecting much?
No.
What?
No, because nobody in Sebastian's case or Summer's case has been cleared, including Seth Rogers, who's had one inconclusive poly and one passing poly.
You know what? Come
No,
to
they
think
are
of it,
not,
I haven't looked at that Amazon list since
like,
I put
usable.
the
They're not,
snacks on there. Oh my gosh, that was months ago.
You can't use
And
them.
nobody will be. Nobody will be
Yeah.
cleared until they make an
You
arrest.
just get wrapped up in things and forget about stuff. It's amazing how fast time can fly. My God, Christmas
You know,
is gonna
until
be here.
there's an arrest or a conviction, nobody will be cleared.
Unless they have enough, because with now that I would say they cleared Monkey Vaughn's mom, Brandy Neal,
Okay.
where
Well,
they
they
went to the public
Ever,
enough.
you know, they've been standing beside us at every presser. They have been working closely. They did like eye polys and stuff. So I think Brandy and Tyler have.
Hey, Brittany.
Hey, good to see you. Yeah, y'all. I think I just hear from hearing what y'all are saying. I pretty much fall in the same category with you so far, with both of you and what you're saying.
So yeah, what's your
uh,
opinion so far on Sebastian's case?
You know what? I don't have a solid theory, but I will tell you this. Just
You
the
will?
process of elimination. If you think about what we do know, so we have this 15-year-old boy who's on the spectrum, and he has a chromosome deletion. Both sides of the parents say that he's 15, but he's more in the mind. His mind is younger, you know, like he's more like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about all of this. So we have, I think they said it was 50 degrees that night. Some people say 27. I've heard 50. I'm going to go with 50 because that's what from my research.
Okay.
And supposedly this kid walks out barefoot with no phone. I don't know. I can't get on board with the runaway theory at all. The shoes.
Yeah.
You know, he's allergic to grass. He doesn't like to get dirty. These are the things that the parents say.
Okay, well, at that time of year, you didn't have to worry much about the grass. But anyway, it's possible he could have been lured out of the house. That he could have went out to meet someone, and they directed him on to not grab his phone or anything. That could be. They could have had to hurry up because maybe mom was waking up. I don't know. There's so many possibilities. But the thing is, you people state this stuff as fact. You state that Katie and Chris did something when you have no evidence of anything. I suggest you pull it back and you just talk about Sebastian and not accusing the parents of anything until you have some evidence. Real evidence from law enforcement. Just saying.
But we're
Of
supposed
that
to believe he
age,
walked out.
running away, I feel like he would have taken something, and not just a flashlight.
Yes.
Knowing that there's a flashlight missing in all this, or it was like the only thing taken, makes me wonder.
Exactly,
some,
Hope.
crazy things.
A keychain flashlight.
Oh, it was a tiny one. Okay, well then I don't wonder.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
well,
wasn't
see,
even a
that's
real
My nephews were allergic to everything. They're brothers. My nephew Tony, he could go out in the grass as long as he took his medicine and it wasn't mowed. If it had been recently mowed, oh, forget it. He couldn't go near it. It would be such a severe reaction. It was wild. The kid lived on weekly allergy shots and at-home medication for years. It was awful.
flashlight.
Okay, that's weird. I didn't
Yeah.
realize because I'm thinking, okay, that could be like a
No,
weapon, right?
no.
If it was like a big outdoor one, but no, knowing it's a keychain one now, that's out the window for me.
Yeah, and she just said she couldn't find it. So like that's
She couldn't find it.
you know
That'd be
it's not
easy to
even
lose.
or it could be under his bed somewhere or something. You know.
Well, we know he likes to hide under his bed to
Right.
read books, according to Seth. So that
Hmm.
keychain flashlight could be anywhere.
Hey,
you know?
squids! It really could be.
From what I understand, it didn't even work. So yeah, it's bedtime, buddy. Put your tablet away. Put your tablet on the charger. It's 9 o'clock. I let you stay up late. It's bedtime. I'll be right there to tuck you in. I'm coming. I'll let this play for a minute while I go get my kids tucked in bed real quick. It won't take me but a second.
I want to pull something up really quick because we're gonna try our best to try and use these people's words, not just making stuff up. But I want to hear Chris here say what a timeline is to him in Sebastian's disappearance. So I want to play this really quick. We've got a lot of clips and stuff between the three of us, I think, to be pulling up, and just consider this like a study session, if you will, and three people coming together that doesn't necessarily always agree on everything and able to bounce things off of each other I mean, that's the way you can be helpful in these situations, I think, and it helps keep the kids out there, front and center. While there is nothing really new to report right now. I mean, all of the drama and everything, yeah, we could sit here for days and talk about that, but to me, that's always going to be a distraction, so I can't go there.
It's a waste of time.
It is. That energy should be and could be focused and channeled into doing much greater things. And I don't like you and F you because, you're attacking the Proudfoots. Well, you're attacking Seth. And neither one of us know that we're right. None of us know.
Thank you.
And can I clarify? Stating our opinion about somebody is not attacking them. Like we're reflecting their own words back at them. Like we're listening to their words, and that's our perception of what they said. Just like when Chris admitted to whipping Sebastian with a belt.
Mm.
You can't say he didn't whip him. You swing a belt one time at a person, and that is a whip. That's a whipping. He gave him a whipping. He didn't beat him per se, but he did whip him with a belt. He smacked him with a belt. He spanked him with a belt. However you want to word it. He hit him with a belt. And he admitted to it. It wasn't an allegation in a court document. It was out of his own mouth.
Yeah.
So my perception of Chris really decreased when I heard those words come out of his mouth.
So that's always been my point of contention too. You probably know this, Mandy, because you come into the lives a lot. I say, how many times do I say that? Anybody that's here that goes to my stream all the time. It's not that I think these people have done something to Sebastian, because we have no idea. There's nothing to really go on.
Right.
My problem with the Proudfoots are what the Proudfoots have told us. The fact that when someone asked them to describe Sebastian's strengths and weaknesses, they never named one strength that child had. It's always disparaging. Always.
And mock him and degrade him. And
yes.
I even added some clips at the end of my video showing them mocking them or mocking him. Because people say, well, I've never heard him mock Sebastian.
See, I'm one of those. I know I've heard it all, but I never actually got to see that. So I'm interested. We'll get to that clip for sure because I want to see that. But the things that they're doing, Chris, for sure, just mimics what Don and Mullen think is funny. And what do I think of Tony? TikTok Tony had my vote for a good minute. Okay. But then he ruined.
Okay, guys. Sorry that took a minute, but I have to tuck them in. It's just our thing, Hey, Shelly. Sorry I had to play that so long. I don't even know how long I played it, but I'm fair using it, so except for that little brief.
It for himself, and I'm just like, why are you here? So to me, it's another Tim Mullen who's probably telling Seth this would be funny, do this. And I caught a few things. I got some notes. There's one interview where Tony straight up just looks like he's a stage mom, and it's almost there's a certain situation that I don't think looks good on Seth. We'll get to that later, but I don't think Tony does Seth any favors. That's, I guess, where I'll leave that.
That's right. And Selena said Chris even made the whack sound. He said whack. Kind of got him.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh, he was proud. He was proud of that moment. The only reason
Thank you so much for the PayPal. Oh my God. Thank you.
in my humble opinion, The only reason that he started backing up from all of that was when he realized that the public was not having it. And then that's when he started downplaying it and saying, okay, it was only one time.
Right.
But
Yeah.
to
And it
answer
was
your
years
question,
ago.
yeah, oh God.
Even
Yeah.
though he was an embarrassed 15-year-old that went back and sat down at the table, and Chris said, "Ha ha ha! I told you."
Yeah, and the
Mhm.
CPS worker lost her job allegedly, according to
Right.
what the, yeah.
Okay,
So,
we're going to
It's
fast
so-
forward because
Yeah.
You
these
know, I'm
guys
mocking him because he mocks Sebastian.
that you are spewing so much crap.
You know, so because usually I'm not a mocker. I don't do that. I think that it's an immature thing to do.
Oh, Mandy, girl, I've been watching you. Don't say that. Because wait till I show the peeps what you do.
But that's how goofy he sounded when he mocked Sebastian.
well, it's incredibly frustrating too.
He wasn't mocking Sebastian. He was talking about a memory. You could see. You guys, you're a psychic. Look into his eyes. You can see the emotion from both of them when they're talking about their memories with Sebastian. They were familiarizing you with Sebastian. You know, some people speak in a harsher tone or maybe don't filter things the way that you think they should. And that's okay. We all do. I don't have a filter. Well, actually, my filter's bad. It's been clogged for years. And yeah, sometimes it needs, yeah. But look, he wasn't mocking the child. Well, he's not even a child. He's 15. And, you know, you all are talking about, he was very high functioning, by the way. And, you know, his autism doesn't describe him. He's a 15-year-old teenage boy.
Because I mean, there's this growing trend. And to answer what you said or you asked about Tony, a lot of people can't look past him, and that's where I'm like, okay, I think he's terrible. He's an opportunist. If you go look, he was in Moscow, Idaho, right after those college kids were, you know, brutally unalived. He was there with drone footage, taking pictures with Brian Enton. And then he shows up with Caleb Harris's dad to be the spokesperson.
Speak about that because they're crime torched, you know. I found a clip of Bullhorn and JLR during the Gabby Petito fiasco. Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito messed the scene they put on for the world to see. Yeah. I found a clip from the past, and oh boy, I might just show that here after that, you know, to give us a break from this because, oh, yeah, it's a whole lot. They go at a neighbor, and the neighbor's the one that temporarily gets in trouble. It's insane.
For that, I mean, it's obvious what's going on with Tony. But at the end of the day, like, listen, call me biased, but out of all of these parents, Seth is the only one that we know was at work the night that Sebastian went missing.
No, you don't.
We cannot establish.
No, you don't. Did law enforcement come out and establish that fact? No, they have not. You have Seth saying it. You don't have no confirmation from law enforcement. The PIs, take him for whatever you will, said they actually did the legwork and confirmed where Chris was. But they never said they did the legwork and confirmed where Seth was either, because the jail would not give the PIs that information. But yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't at work. I'm just saying, no, you can't say that because law enforcement has not stated that as far as I'm aware of.
An alibi for Katie or Chris.
Right. Other than she
You know, I'm wondering about that. I was playing some of the stuff from TikToks that I have recorded. And I actually started looking at that, Hope, because he does talk about the Petito case a lot.
So she was at home, but now I'm trying to find this timestamp quick because I want to hear if you guys remember it. But Chris says the time frame that Sebastian disappeared was
And he
between
was in
midnight and
Idaho.
6. But I don't know how he could possibly know that if Katie didn't put eyes on him past 9 p.m. She says she heard a thud, but
No,
has she
no,
ever?
no. Take it back. When she initially talked about the noise, she heard a noise. The reason you all had picked up the thud and ran with it is because you misheard Nancy Grace's interview. Katie was asked to describe the noise she heard, and she said she thought it sounded like a thud. That's where that came from. But in the beginning, she never hid that fact. You all make it sound like she lied about that and added it later. No, she always said there was a noise. It was during that interview that she was asked to describe.
Maybe I missed it, but I've been going back. Maybe you two know. Have I missed where she has come out and said that she has checked on him during that thud she heard an hour after sending him?
He's 15. Because you hear a noise coming out of his bedroom, you're not going to run in there and check. You're just not. I mean, kids do crazy things. They throw things, bounce balls off the walls. They do. I mean, mine do it all the time. I don't run in there for every little noise I hear. Or I just have to stay in their bedroom doorways the whole time they're in there. Yeah, no, that's not happening. But yeah, you're not, especially with a teenager. You're not going to go barging in because you heard a noise.
In the bed or no?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So for him
Hey,
to
Scout.
say he was not home, which just like Dawn not being home, Chris Proudfoot and Dawn are both the mouthpieces, which is weird to me.
Absolutely.
And their timelines are
You cannot compare these stories. They are nothing alike. One was 15 and ran away. One was a very small child that allegedly wandered off. We don't know. We weren't there. I think she was taken as well. But I'm not law enforcement. I wasn't there. But you can't compare the two stories. Because the only thing that is the same is that they both have somebody missing. That's it.
are all messed up in both cases, but we'll stick to Sebastian
Hey,
for now.
Rowena, good to see
Between
you.
midnight and 6 a.m. But really, the time frame would be allegedly 9 p.m. when Katie last see him and sends him to bed.
Right.
Or we could even put it to
Rowena, I know you got a kick out of what my kids did at Christmas time with the Toys for Tots and stuff. Well, they got me today. Again. With my harping about sales and, goodbyes and, sometimes you wait for the bigger purchases till they're on sale and stuff like that. Yeah, they played me with that today very well too. It was so damn. I wish I had recorded it. It was so darn cute.
10 p.m. after hearing that thud. Did he leave then? Did he go out a window then? Or what happened that?
But they seen a commercial for a sale and they were so excited. They had to come flying into the room to tell me. See, sometimes they listen even when we think they're not, but they just don't listen the way we want them to.
10 that there's a thud the same night that he poofs disappears out of his bedroom.
Okay.
But he didn't, bless you. He didn't leave through a window.
He didn't poof. Okay. Nobody can poof and disappear. Okay. Just so you know that. I mean, do y'all know somebody that can poof and disappear? I think I need another gummy for this.
Though, because they said all the screens were intact and the windows were locked. The parents and law enforcement checked the exterior of the house. And Chris also said if he would have gone out the window.
There's a water park that's, a family water park. It's not that big down in, and they call it the Lagoon. Well, everybody knows that I live in Central Florida, but there's a first name to it. And they had one of their commercials on, and they're having a sale for it's called the summer admission. So they just, they're all about it because it's a sale. And I always tell them because of the budget, you gotta wait for the sale. They got me.
Barefoot. Yeah, we'd have heard him.
He sure did.
We.
Where's that at? Who said that? Chris said we.
With that.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you give me a few minutes, I'll try to find it
I
if
feel-
Mandy
Oh,
doesn't have
sorry,
it.
Nate. That's
I
why
know it's in my last video.
I had to quit. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad somebody else. I actually had to, you know, do the psychics crap and stuff like that. They regurgitate the same stuff. And Brittany will say it here and go on her panel, but she's doing bad with them interviews. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's bad. It wasn't good. Anyway, but
Oh, and I'm pretty sure
and that's what
made a
Betty
short about
does.
it too.
Regurgitation.
Let me look right quick.
Yeah, because the time frame, I don't know how he would know. Reno
Yep.
says Katie didn't hear no thud. I think she made that up to make us think he was there, to make us think Sebastian ran away. So that
Yeah.
would be like when Candace tells us she held Summer's hand and walked her.
In
to
her
the-
initial interview, she said she heard a noise. On the Nancy Grace interview, she was asked to describe it, to explain the noise, you know? Go watch the damn interviews. Use them damn ears you got.
the door.
Oh,
Because
share.
I don't believe that happened either, right? So it's just to make us think and manipulate us to thinking one thing when it's really another.
I love how you're picking up on the correlations between these two cases because I see it too. There's so much. Oh man, just
Actually,
with everything over
It's
and over.
hard
and over.
not.
there's nothing. You're talking about completely different families, completely different lives. I mean, they couldn't be more opposite. Also, one was 15, one was what, 4 or 5? Yeah, no, not the same. Yeah. Like I said, the only thing that even is remotely the same is that they both have a missing child. That's it. You're talking night and day cases. The whole lives, everything, it's different.
Not to,
Yeah. It's sad.
Okay.
You call
Share, I just texted you the link to my short of him saying we.
You're good, Mandy.
I'm looking for a name for the thing behind the wall. For right now, I just call it the thing in the wall.
Well, because I just made that video, and I swear it's like a 16-minute video, and I don't go live. I hop on panels. I'm a panel horse, but
I really wish you would though, because I would be over there. I would be over there every time. I love you.
Yeah.
I love what you do.
I appreciate that. That video, that 16-minute video, took me almost a week and a half to make. It was 16 minutes.
Oh, we're going to review it this weekend. Yes. She is one of the weekend shows. We are going to show you.
Wow.
It was a week and a half of work. So I remember almost every detail of the video because I've watched it and rewatched it so many times, doing my editing.
Hey, Marcy. Hey, Ange.
Hey, Combat. Good to see you. That's another one of our mods. Hey, Avy. We love Avy.
Hey, okay.
Brittany's
If she heard noises coming from his room. Now, when she first described it, she said that it was noises or, like not a big deal. Then
Exactly. She said she heard a noise. It wasn't until the Nancy Grace interview that she was asked to describe it. And you guys have ran with that. Like, oh my God, she lied. She never said that before. You're right. She said a noise. But she's always said a noise. Her story has not changed. The foundation has been consistently the same. Y'all just don't want to hear that. And Cher, why would you take a picture of yourself with your freaking tongue hanging out? Girl, you nasty. Get back in the wall.
she did more interviews. She
Hey, Heather.
labeled it a thud. If my son, because my son's 14, he's also on the spectrum.
Right, she is
And
5.
very similar, I would say, how Sebastian has been described. If he was in his room at bedtime and I still heard him in there rustling around an hour after bed, that wouldn't be surprising because it's hard for him to fall asleep at night. He has medication to help him sleep. He doesn't go to sleep, or he doesn't take the medication every night when he goes to sleep. He hardly ever takes it. So he does lay in there and toss and turn for a little bit. I don't go in there every noise that he makes. So I'm not totally mad at her for not going in there.
Oh, yes, you are. You guys have wrote her hard since day one about that. Stop.
You know, now if it was a thud, you know, if there was a thud, like my kid fell out
Hey,
of bed or
Terry.
something thud, I would definitely be in there checking on him. But if he was just
Oh.
wrestling around, I wouldn't. So it really depends on which story she's going with, you know?
She didn't change her story. She said from the get-go she heard a noise from his room. When that was never followed up on the question. No one had asked her at the time what kind of noise until Nancy. So there's that. That's not lying. That's not changing her story. That's answering a question she was given. Had she been given it before, when she said she heard a noise, she would have answered it then too. That's oh.
What was the noise that was happening in the room?
Yeah, we need to know more. Like if she could even recreate the thud, would be. I mean, that would be kind of helpful. To get an idea, and
yep.
You know.
Okay, so if he didn't have these medical conditions, I would say okay, people are going a little hard on her. But then we find out that he has a how did they describe it, like a pocket of fluid on his brain, I believe is how they say it.
Yes.
And he wasn't allowed to play contact sports because of that.
I have that in my notes, Brittany. That
okay, but that doesn't mean that you still run in there when you hear a noise. You dumb shits. He had a little pocket of water. Yeah, he did. I don't even want to try to get into explaining it to you guys, or explaining that just because you heard a noise you wouldn't go running in there, because it would do no good. It really, between the three of you, I don't think there's a whole functioning brain cell, so it'd be a waste of my breath. But I'm just telling you, you're going down the wrong avenue.
Seth wanted him like
Hey,
in, I don't know, swim lessons, whatever, but he did specifically bring up not.
How are you, T? Hey, Shaylee. T, let me tell you about my phone company. I'm done with them. Okay, I changed my plan last month on the 17th so that I could call and text Canada. I had to upgrade my plan, which I already have the unlimited, only they didn't tell me 12 years ago that the unlimited didn't include calling or texting Canada. So then they tell me I got to pay an additional $5 and some change a month after I upgrade my plan, and pay that so that I can text unlimited and call unlimited to Canada and Mexico. I'm like, well, didn't I just upgrade my plan for that? But anyway, I just said, what the hell ever. I was so over it. Apparently, she gave me the wrong price on upgrading what plan I had to upgrade to in order to do that. So when my cycle came back, or the bills recycled, they canceled it. So the other day I'm trying to reach somebody in Canada and I can't do anything. So I call these assholes again. Again, I was on the phone for over an hour. And I said, why didn't you reach out to tell me that she got it wrong instead of just canceling the freaking service? And he said, well, technically we didn't cancel it. It just rolls over. And because it wasn't approved, I'm like, well, that's an inter-office thing. That's not a me thing. And you never notified your customer. So then they proceed to tell me that I will pay an operator fee for them to upgrade my plan and add the additional Mexico and Canada. I'm like, what the fuck are you? What? I'm calling to upgrade my plan to pay you more money and do an add-on, and you want a $10 fee to do it? Anyway, what they were telling me is, in order for me to do that, I have to upgrade my plan instead of my phone being the unlimited $30 plan, because it's a family plan and we have multiple lines, just my phone alone will go up to $99 a month. I said, oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. And that's not what he told me. He texted that to me after our phone call, and he told me that it would be 45 plus 5 with the 5 included, then any tax or anything. So it would have been like 50 something dollars. So the coward turned around and texted me something completely different, that it was going to be $99. Hell to the no. I've been with Metro probably 12 or longer years. I'm done. I'm switching. Nope, that's some bullshit. Just to call and text, that's insane. And I already checked out Spectrum, and I can get a great deal there, and I can use my generic cheap phone. They just have to get me a new SIM card with for their service. But yeah, I'm doing it because screw that. Screw that. That's insane. It is. It's totally weird. I got 6 text messages from Metro PCS customer service. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You just committed to yet another price amount. And now, yet for the 3rd time, you're reneging on that and raising it. Oh, hell no. Bye. I'm done. I'm done. Their service sucks anyway. It was just cheap, you know? We paid $60 a month for 2 phones. I think it was $120 for 4 phones. Supposedly unlimited, but it's really not. They lie to you. But anyway, let's get back into this. But I got it straight for now, but I'm done with the phone. I'm done with them.
Allowing fall because of having the head injury, and that would just be too bad. And in my notes, I'm like, but it's okay to slap him upside the head a bunch of times when you're mad at him. You know, yeah, allegedly, true, allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly.
But allegedly,
it's
that's how he got one
in court documents, and also it was witnessed at the school. So but okay, whatever.
PS cases at least through the
You
school.
won't say allegedly for Chris, but okay.
So, but I mean,
Again,
I don't know.
allegedly. We haven't seen any
we'll say allegedly. That's true.
information to back that up. And Seth has 50-50 custody. They have joint custody. I would think that if he was smacking a kid in their head that had a medical condition like that, I would think that a judge wouldn't give him joint custody like that, you know?
See, and I would wonder why a judge didn't actually give him more custody, especially with what he's put out on the internet about the abuses of different types, the SA abuse,
Right.
and that.
Right.
I was always wondering, why didn't Seth get more than half custody, or why was Sebastian not already with him? I don't know.
Well, he was homeless. When she
Yeah.
filed that paperwork, she filed for a restraining order, and he left the marital home because she was granted a temporary restraining order.
Mhm.
So he
Mhm,
moved
that's
out. He
right.
lived in his car and stuff for a little bit. He talked about that.
Yeah, and that's why. So when she filed that, again, Mandy, we talk about this a lot, but Brittany, I mean, you have common sense, so you probably agree with this. But Mandy brought up, because I was even talking about the paperwork, but all that is any one of us to get an OFP on somebody I can go put whatever, just like Amber Heard could put whatever she wanted to get one on Johnny Depp. You can put whatever. I have copies of the one Jody Sue Brown tried filing on Andy Bernard. And if you guys read what I have read, y'all would lose your mind, because it's absolutely, just from her going live, it's provable what a fucking liar she is. So you can say whatever. It's not, you don't have to put your hand on the Bible to file that paperwork, and you're granted the order in most places immediately.
They have to do it, because they have to do that because if they hold off.
I got it. I was muted. I don't have that mug right now. It's in the sink. But yeah. Sorry.
And wait to investigate.
Now I don't know what I said.
Bad happens to Cher, like say Cher goes and takes a RO out on someone, and then they don't grant it to her, and then God forbid she's unalived, that's going to fall on the court. So they'll give you the RO, and then the person can have a chance to prove their case later.
That's right, Squids. I know you're.
Doesn't always work like that, but okay.
Right. Yes,
because if it did, there would have been some attacks and murmurs that could have been prevented had it really went that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't always go that way.
I've seen it happens far too much. Wow. And yes, that's so Katie, like maybe she wrote the truth on there, but we don't know that, you guys, and we have no evidence to prove what she wrote on that to get an OFP on him is the truth.
Yep.
Just because she took a pen to paper and said it doesn't mean anything. Amber Heard did that.
Remy, hey, Mona Lisa, hey, Corinne, I have no idea. I don't know what she has said so badly the few times she's been around for them to jump to the conclusions and say the things they have about her. I don't care about the parents, honestly. I mean, I'm sorry they're going through this and that, but I think it's, let's just bring this boy home, I mean, I guess it's not that I don't care about them. That probably wasn't a good... But, it's just like the poor kid's lost in all this. And there's one side of the parentship to blame. Because the other side hasn't been doing it. And that is what it is. You can't change what,
Shit, dude, Johnny Depp, okay?
I just wish it'd stop. It'd stop and he'd wake up and see the people around him are not pushing him in the right direction. And I think he's just maxed out. He's,
It's just not. So yeah,
and there wasn't a permanent or lifetime order granted after the temporary, correct?
Hey, Justin.
Did I miss?
No, I don't think so.
You need to go back and read the documents. I'm not going to, and I'm not going to show them because I don't want to. But I have read them, and I'm not, go do your own work. Go do your own research. But I'm not going to show them, not even for trash buckets like you.
I haven't seen it, and I think I was talking to you earlier about it, Mandy, and no, I haven't come across that myself yet.
Oh, look at what Justin just said. What? Okay, did this happen after I left your stream?
Oh my God, Justin was so excited on his stream prior to this. He says, y'all, we caught some crazy lies this evening. No, they didn't. Justin does what Justin always does. He twists and turns what's being said in his audience, eats it up. Oh, thank you for renewing, T. 12 months. Wow. A whole year. Happy anniversary. And thank you for being with me, putting up with me for so long. T's one of the ones that was there when I was just doing uploads. I think you were there for my very first live. Hope I think you were too. Story Night, you've been around since the very beginning too. That is awesome.
And time. I always miss it. It's always when I'm not there.
Right? It's always when the good stuff happens.
That's okay, Ans. We're building our own history. I love having you in chat. You're a hoot.
I wasn't there either.
You'd be fun to party with. I just can't drink much because I'm a lightweight. But unless it's champs. You give me some good champs, not the $10 bottle crap shit, But yeah,
Abusive. That's
How's
what
he
the
going to
judge
catch
said?
lies and us three are not there? At least
At
one
least
of us wasn't there.
right? That's what I said. At least one of
Dang
us.
it, Justin, you're in trouble, mister.
He said, "Dang it."
oh, don't worry, he's
And
coming
it's
up to
always
tell them
to
what he found.
prove the allegations that they're making are
that
factual.
y'all
Oh, shit.
can tell or
Sorry.
could tell. I'm sure they looked at all that.
Yeah, with
Yes.
his grades intact and things like that.
I don't know how many of you watched for Toast. She had a good live last night. She really did. Did you read Betty's a post about last night? I was howling.
Yeah, nothing exterior of the building of our house has been altered.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why it was like, oh, not only that, but for him to go out the window, so to speak, he would have landed in the flower bed and, barefooted. Yeah, we heard something because he had landed on
Oh,
the screen.
Yeah.
Slip up.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's so Don Wells. We were just
Right?
20.
Okay, that is not a slip up. That is nothing. When he talks about him and his wife and his stepson, it's a we. That wasn't saying. You guys took it and ran with this and said, "Oh, he slipped up." He said we. That means he was home. He was not home. He was not referring to himself as being at home at that time. It's just a figure of speech. Because, they're a we unit. They have a nucleus, unlike y'all don't understand it. So, if you don't understand it, it's because you probably don't have it. But they're a unit. And you can tell they work together very well as a unit. Just saying. But that is nothing. That is not a slip up. What are you? And quit running with it because you're sounding really stupid. Betty says we all the time. And it's just her. So, and she's one of your buddies. But even she calls Chris out for that when she does it every day, all day. But okay.
20 feet away.
Landed
What?
on and screamed.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Heard something because he had landed barefooted. Yeah, we'd have heard something because he had landed on it and screamed.
And
Yeah.
how does
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how
Yeah, we'd have heard
ask,
something because he had landed on it and screamed.
he makes me, I'm sorry, y'all, he infuriates me so badly.
Why?
Can I just ask, what is so funny about that?
Right.
Why does he
It's
always
not that it's
laugh?
funny.
Him and Katie both laugh at the most bizarre times, and it's like,
And so does Candace Bly.
Maybe it's because they are going through one of the worst times of their lives. And, it could be a nervous laugh because of all the stress they're under. Or it could be just that he's thinking some good thoughts about Sebastian.
yeah,
Yep.
every time.
Cherry Blush said Seth has his own CPS case filed from the school. Just sounds like you guys are dismissing anything against
Okay,
Seth.
Pete.
Cherry Blush, if you can show me
Thanks for
factual
coming in.
information of that CPS case through the school, or show me
Okay.
Seth discussing it, then we'll discuss it further. But right now, it's rumor. Right now, it's an allegation. We're not dismissing anything. We're just wanting factual information, their own words, something like that.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense? No.
Can you tell us where Seth said it?
Fine.
Excuse me. They're pissing me off.
Because I haven't heard Seth say that. So, okay. So, are you referring to when Sebastian went to school and told the teacher that Seth had said if he didn't clean his room, he was going to beat his ass or something like that? Something along
No,
those lines.
there was more to it than that, but okay.
And so Sebastian said something about it.
They clearly, hey Misty, they clearly don't pay attention. They don't hear anything they say. Yeah, no, the operator fee is $10, but what they want to take my plan up to is just for my phone, $99. I said they can go to hell. I can get one for $45 and do the same thing for $45. Because I did some checking. Because we're gonna have a family plan, like we have now, like we've had for years. Yeah, it's insane. They're nuts.
At school, and then yes, I watched the Betty interview. So
It's got to be that. It's got to be what you're talking about because that's the only
Right.
thing.
Betty interviewed.
And I think that, right, that was years ago. That was when they were in California, right, Stephanie? And
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that the case was closed. Sebastian wasn't removed from their care. And Seth didn't beat the shit out of him. So.
Oh, okay. Look, neither did Chris. He was smacked one time with clothes on. With a belt. One time. 3 years ago. Way before he was diagnosed with autism. But you people run with that. He wasn't beaten. And there's been multiple accusations, you know. As I said, accusations. You need to go look at what's been going on.
You know, it was.
To my knowledge, he
and
didn't
I'm not
put
talking
hands
about
him at
on
all.
Chris.
He said that,
okay? Just saying.
Right.
he said no, he cleaned his room.
Right. Yeah, that's and Katie said something about that in the divorce decree or in her allegation, right? And Seth was still given 50-50 custody. So, and no supervised visitation.
I'm not going
to.
Okay, let's listen to this.
Because he didn't visit. Let's be honest. He was a part-time parent. He wasn't as active in his life as you think. He didn't even live in Tennessee. But okay. You keep running with that. There's reasons for everything. But you don't want to dig and find them. You just want to blame everything you can on Katie and Chris. Without no evidence. Get me some evidence. Get me some evidence. You can't.
Did you hear how Chris referred to Sebastian? So between 12 and 6, he walked out the door and boom, he's gone. Yo, you couldn't hear it?
Okay,
hold on.
Like we could hear it, but it was like super quiet.
Okay.
And as for him showing the Mortal Kombat to show him the scene and what a real beating is or however he worded it, no, that was gross.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show a 7, 8, 9, 12-year-old a Mortal Kombat scene. I don't watch the Mortal Kombat stuff because I think that's gross. So do I agree with it? No. Just like I don't agree with it out with a belt. You know. So we're not making excuses for anybody. We're not disregarding anything.
Yes,
we
are.
want to discuss the factual information.
I want to ask
Hey,
chat.
BD.
Just put the name in there or the initials if you want. But I'm curious what everyone thinks with Summer's or not Summer. We're on Sebastian right now. In Sebastian's, but we'll get to Summer. In Sebastian's case, who do you think had more to gain for Sebastian to just disappear?
That's a really good question.
Has more to gain from him not being around? So I'm going to play this clip really quick and y'all think about that for a minute.
Did you hear how Chris referred to Sebastian?
Very me that Sebastian is not a runner. He's not. It's okay. Take your time. Sebastian does not have a history of running. I mean, the young man doesn't go outside very much. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knows him. He is very to himself, so to speak. Between the hours of 12 and 6, he has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked, and gone.
Did you hear how Chris referred to Sebastian?
So between 12 and 6, he walked out of the door and boom, he was gone. Very much like watching Don Wells run his beer belly butt down that hill, trying to convince us all that's how Summer got gone. Just like Sebastian got gone. No, he was not picked up. Yeah, he basically vanished, right, Justin? You caught that too? Doors were locked. Definitely didn't get out any windows, but
he just magically disappeared. He even says that in another part of I can't remember which interview, but he's like, Sebastian always wanted to be like who
disappear. He went out a door. The kid knew how to get in and out of his house.
And this time he actually he made it happen. Or do you remember that, Mandy? It was
that's
gross.
Super fucked up.
Yeah, he did. He said that. He was like he managed to make it happen.
What for you? I'll start with you, Brittany. For you, what are 3 big things in Sebastian's case that give you deja vu into Summer's case?
None. Nothing.
Let me see. The parents, their demeanor, laughing, no eye contact. They will not make eye contact. Katie
Yeah, they do, but okay.
just looks down.
No, she don't.
They had the here's a big one. It's always they had an incredible day before they disappeared. You know, like she said, colossal popcorn, and he went to BJ's, and they had this day of bowling, and it was just the best day. And then Candace, they went to Sonic, they went to the park and went swimming, you know, that. And then another one is
because they had a good day out. That's that's a big major red flag.
CPS incidents, which I would summarize. I think it was a little closer in time. Like, weren't they supposed to get like a CPS?
But there was CPS incidents on both the stepdad and the dad, multiple on the dad. But do your homework, because that means you can't clear him either. And guess what? None of them have been cleared because we don't know.
They were supposed to come out to the house like the day after Summer disappeared, I believe. Is that right?
Allegedly, yes.
Whereas with Sebastian, I believe the CPS CPS made a visit, I believe, on the 23rd of January. Anybody correct me if I got that? I believe it was the 23rd of January, and the Sebastian goes missing a month later.
Yep, it was about a month later from what I remember.
That's bizarre. But so that for me is...
They have been, Remy. Spanky does it. Brittany does it. Cher's been doing it hard. This Mandy, they've been trying to mesh the cases together.
And I'm sure there's more, but that's just what I can come up with.
Yeah.
Well,
what about you, Mandy?
Of course, Brittany, those are the three major factors on why you... Wow. Okay. Girl.
Day. That's always, it's a big
sense.
One. Their last day seen alive was their best day ever. It was just a normal day. Both of the parents that were not there at the time are the spokesperson for the parent that was there at the time. They both vanished from their home without a trace. Just teleported, vanished out of there. There's 3 or 4, but there's been a lot that I've come across that, just hearing interviews and stuff with Sebastian's case, and I'm like, okay, Dawn, or okay, Candace, or I catch myself saying that. And not just with Summer's case,
No, you're not even close. You couldn't get more people. You couldn't get anybody more the exact opposite of each other.
With like Brittany did the comparison with Jennifer Soto, and some of the things that she had said, and Maddie had the best birthday right before she vanished too.
Exactly.
So.
That's right.
Or some kind of weird ass birthday party anyway.
Right.
It really was. Yeah. That whole Don't even get me started.
I want to say, Cherry Plush, I appreciate your comment back. I was hoping that you didn't add tone to my comment, because I really am open to any opinion. I think we all are. I think that's why all 3 of us get along so well, because we all have different
no, you're not. But
opinions, but we can talk like adults and not argue that you're any different. I appreciate
you up here.
What you were saying to look at. Okay, about the question I asked you guys, I saw a lot of Katie and Chris Proudfoot as having the most to gain. That's where I kind of differ from, I think.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Opinion, because
they could have just passed them on to Seth and not thought twice.
To gain.
If Katie wanted away from Sebastian, it was easy. All she had to do was give him to Seth and just go on about her life. She didn't want that, though. She wanted her son. She loves her son.
After Sebastian's disappearance, I know who did gain the most, which is going to be Seth. I'm sorry to say, but that's true. Financial ways, he has had more to gain, and we're talking just in GoFundMe that's public, almost $30,000 before that got ended, and who knows how much on the private platforms. And then he had the merch shop that he also took down. Now, I get that he got out of work and he's been the one looking, and to be honest, I will admit that if it wasn't for Seth, I think everyone would get their wish, and everyone kind of moving away and forgetting about Sebastian, because I do believe that these people came to YouTube to make it look like they're doing everything they can, but at the same time, they're really not. But going on the YouTube, there's certain things that people know you have to do to try and get the public vote on your side. And going on the YouTube is one of it. And if you guys have ever watched the Netflix documentary where you straight up watch Michael Peterson being coached on how he should be acting and behaving while having cameras on him and stuff like that, it's absolutely crazy. And I tested that with Dawn and Candace. You know, the coaching, that shit was pretty obvious in a lot of things, where we would pinpoint other cases and how people behaved, and you would then see Dawn for sure go out and act that way, like me pointing out to them Madeline McCann's mom and dad going out there holding a doll all the time, and then it was like the next day or two after Dawn's out walking around holding teddy bears or something like that. I don't even remember. It's been so long with that one, but yeah, and definitely.
Okay, I was muted. Anyway, no, you continuously talk about Summer's thing in the wall. You are continuing your obnoxious gossip spreading. I just reviewed you, not a small part of what you did, saying some really off the wall crap. No, you haven't changed up nothing. You haven't not been doing it. You've been doing it still.
I think it looks like they're doing something with at the same time doing very little.
I think, like Diamond Lucidity said, Seth had no way of knowing that he would get so many donations. But I think
he could have shut it down at any time. He said he didn't want the GoFundMe, that he didn't do it, but he knew about it and he approved it. And he never shut it down and was okay with pushing it. All the while, not telling people that he was being paid for being out of work. Just saying. Somebody liked the attention and the money that was rolling in. Because I could imagine what came in on the cash apps. I mean, allegedly, there's one that sends $250 a week to help pay rent. I'm just saying. It's a possibility that you can't overlook if you're going to be unbiased and look at all sides. And on day 3, they did the GoFundMe. Day 3. Just saying. But he'd already been out of work because of his alleged shoulder injury. But I don't know. Allegedly, there's no job no more, but who knows? You know. You have a hard time believing anything you hear on these streets anymore.
it also shows that, I don't know what the right word is. People are always saying you're picking a side. You have to pick a side. If you're not on my side, you're wrong, and like, I'm not here for a side. I'm here for Sebastian. But I think that a lot of people were supporting Seth because he is here for Sebastian. Things have changed over the time. I've definitely seen some questionable things and heard some things that shouldn't have been shared. Okay. I'm not disputing that whatsoever, but he was the one.
Okay, I sped that up. Let me know if it's too much.
Out there searching, and yes, he had a camera in his face, and
I don't think it's
a child's name out there. So
exactly, I don't think it's fair because I'm seeing this more and more. And I'm so sorry, Mandy. I didn't mean to butt you out, but I just it infuriates me because more and more I'm seeing this trend of where
Katie's gain would have been to hurt Seth. Huh? She was remarried and away from that man. She was gleeful to be, and I could see why. Anyway, yeah, no, that bridge burned years ago. That's insane to even.
Oh, well, Seth, the reason Seth did all of this is he's using his son for financial gain. But I've seen it, and I know all of you have watched it who's kept up with this. I've really tried to give this thought today and yesterday, since this is, because this is when I've heard it the most, this is the last 2 days. I can't think of one time where he peddled his Cash App or the GoFundMe in the interviews that he would give.
What? She can't think of one time that they pushed that PayPal or I mean Cash App or GoFundMe in any of the interviews. Are you freaking kidding me? Not only was it done nonstop in the interviews, but every time he'd come into a chat or every time he'd go up on a panel, an unscheduled panel jump. What? Brittany, girl, you.
Like every time that they were brought up, somebody else brought it up.
Oh,
I forgot to share
Lord,
earlier because when people say,
Mm.
"What do you want? What do you want to say?" You know, like, "What do you want people to do?" And he never says, "Well, send me some money." You know, he always says, "Share my son's face. Print out a flyer." One
That's
flyer
true.
means 5 people could see my son's face. You know, and he's up there like snot crying and sharing his feelings. You know, and I think that that's why we do have more compassion. Like I know Katie has cried. You know, we haven't seen any emotion except for control from Chris, in my opinion.
You haven't been looking, but okay.
But you know, we have seen Katie cry. But Seth has really gotten out there on his own. Katie doesn't. She's done one interview on her own, one, and she was reading
That
the whole
was
time.
really
She
on
was
her own, but yeah.
right, and it was like 2 minutes long. I mean, I recorded it. It was literally 2 minutes and some change. You know, so it was her reading from something, and every other time it's been her and Chris on the panel together or on the same phone together. You know, like
Because they're a team. They are married and they are a team. That is her support. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like,
Or
I
how
believe Chris was there for sure, and obviously reading, because then I remember Chris was on one panel and he was like, and she did talk without me, so it was like, that was to put in everyone's faces, like, see, I'm not that controlling, I let her speak without me on the camera, you know.
that's right. She read my script to a T.
Yeah,
Okay?
she read my script.
She wasn't reading the script, but shut up. You're such idiots.
She, you know, she only got off once, but she got right back on track.
That's right.
Look,
Exactly.
here's the thing too. It's not just on camera. We've heard it in interviews. I think it was the interview. I'm trying to be precise to remember each point so people can go reference.
Well,
this.
don't, Brittany,
I believe it
because
was
you
the
messed up.
interview,
Mm.
on
All I'm saying is an outsider posting a website selling t-shirts and fanny packs for 25 to 30 bucks each. That says all the proceeds go to Seth Rogers when he says Ellie doesn't want him searching. Yeah.
Web Sleuths when Chris and Seth both were on panel.
Seth has made himself a nice little chunk of money. Just saying. I'm not saying that anything more than that.
Seth said to him, you know, why does it take you a week to get in touch with me when we're supposed to be working together? Katie will not talk to even Seth without Chris. Like,
Right.
I mean, it makes no sense. Not even privately, you know, without all the cameras, will she talk to anybody? Chris does it all. He does all the talking.
That's, again, mimicking the Wells, right? Because
Right.
why should Chris be the one doing all the talking when allegedly he was 3.5 hours away?
That's a
doesn't
good
make
point.
any
Okay.
sense. Why was
Mel
he
just
the
said-
one to call the not even 911? Sorry, share a friend, and not Katie. Even if it had to be on three-way, why was it not Katie making the call?
Wasn't it
And the
Don
caller
that had it? That wasn't that also another.
On three-way, why was it not Katie when allegedly he was 3.5 making the Wells, right?
She talked to anybody. Chris does it all. He does all the talking.
That's, again, mimicking the Wells, right? Because
Right.
why should Chris be the one doing all the talking when allegedly he was 3.5 hours away?
That's a
Doesn't
good
make
point.
any
Okay.
sense. Why would
Mel
he
just
the
said-
one to call the not even 911? Sorry, share a friend, and not Katie. Even if it had to be on three-way, why was it not Katie
Look.
making the call?
Wasn't it?
That's her husband. You can tell the kind of relationship they have. She looks to him for support. Nothing wrong with that. But guess what? Katie does very fine talking on her own. You just don't want to hear it. You don't want to see it.
And the
Don
caller
that,
recorded.
that wasn't that also another thing with the Wells.
Yep.
Y'all,
Dawn
y'all,
allegedly wouldn't let them go to the hospital or let Candace call 911 or whatever.
y'all were
Right.
more well versed in that
And-
one than I am, but I remember some things.
Yeah, Dawn called 911 and Candace allegedly
Yes.
did too.
Yep.
Allegedly. Yeah, very similar. Mel made a good point here though. Okay, so she said, to be fair, and I respect and love Monkey's mom, but she also talks for their family. You have to admit sometimes one spouse is sometimes more outspoken than the other. That is a good point.
Was she not there though when her son disappeared?
No, she was at work.
And I mean, I kind of think that's a little different because even if she wasn't there, I'm going to think that the mom. mom probably had, but if she was at work, I don't know. In that case, who had more? Moms tend to know like everything about their kid, every
I
little
was
freckle on their
muted
body,
for all
everything
that.
more
Are
than
you
like the
kidding
dads
me?
do.
Right.
Well, isn't
So
that
Wait a minute. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it okay for one parent to be the one primarily doing the speaking. And wasn't there, was it home, was it work when the child went missing? That's the same thing as Chris. He wasn't there. And that's been proven by the PIs. He wasn't there. He was at work. So how's it okay for her, but not okay for him? You see what you people are talking about? You're nuts. You're not. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It doesn't work that way. You can barely hear me. Maybe did I have my volume down too low? Sorry.
isn't the reason,
Yo, see,
isn't that one of
that's
the
why I
reasons
turned
that
it down.
we're so blown away by Katie and Candace, right? Because they're mom and they're not
Right.
like out in the front like Michael's
Yeah.
mom is. I mean,
Right. Not Mama Bear.
Okay, no. See, you can't make excuses. And that's what you're doing. You're trying to make it fit your narrative. And you can't do that with facts. The facts are Brandy has always been the mouthpiece. Nothing wrong with that. It's her child. But she's a parent who was not home when it happened. Just like Katie has no problem talking on her own. She's done it. Like I said, you don't care to hear or see it. Oh, shouldn't do that, but thank you. What do you want to eat? I got off a little early because he's been working overtime all week and his head's pounding. He looks awful. Anyway, yeah, he's home like an hour early. It's cool. It can't be that way. Do you, I can't. Hey, it's me, Amberly. What the hell happened to my show? What? It just kicked to another video. Lord.
Narcissistic people draw in other narcissistic people, and narcissistic people can never be wrong, right, Brittany?
Okay, wait. Justin comes up here. Wow, how did I get so far ahead? Wow, that really is weird. But they can't do that. It can't be okay for one and not the other. Well, thank you. It's me, Amberly.
crying not to go home. I don't know. We're different. I couldn't do that. Like that would eat at my soul, making my child go back where they don't want to be. And I would, I don't know. I think Seth has some guilt. I'll just say that.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
I think they all do. Yep.
I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Also, we had placement of children, and we were ordered to give their grandparents visitation.
Oh,
And
sorry to interrupt. Sorry about that, Leah. I didn't know you have sighting problems.
Okay.
we had placement of they didn't want to go. That if they moved into a different house, so she moved into, or the grandparents moved into, allowed them to see them.
I don't want to fast forward through this when Justin
Before we
comes
had
up.
placement of them, I guess when they would go over there and visit,
I don't want to hear this.
if the parents didn't pick them up.
stuff.
Yes, saying he's on a three-way, and was.
So I'm not here picking you up. It's a little bit more than that. If you call CPS and make anonymous reports, Robin could have done that. Enough information about that. It doesn't look good with what we do know, but we don't know enough, I guess.
I can.
We don't know
Oh,
enough,
wait a
And maybe
minute.
she's scared to say that she did it, but maybe she did.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it wasn't an anonymous call. The one and only time with Chris was about what Sebastian went to school and said. That's it. And I believe that. But listen. You people, you can't have it okay. You can't say they did wrong and then turn around and make excuses why it's okay. If this alleged abuse took place and allegedly Robin and both Seth knew and they did nothing, which they didn't, Yeah. Yeah, you can't overlook that. Just saying.
So I don't know. I think that we don't know enough information about that. It doesn't look good with what we do know.
You don't know enough information about that, but you've already sat here and judged the profits for it. Gotcha.
But we don't know enough, I guess.
I can agree to that. Hey, Justin.
Hello. So I was doing a live today and was thinking about Chris saying he's on a 3-way phone call with Katie at 6. What time was that? She called him at like 6:04, and then they talked, and then they called 911 on a 3-way. It was what, 6:20, something to that effect.
Yeah,
right?
I remember it being somewhere right around, because Summer is 6:29, and I believe Sebastian was 6:20 or 6:23, because I remember telling myself, okay, that's freaky, but yeah.
Right. Now,
what time did he say?
Telling myself, okay, it's freaky, but yeah.
Right.
Sebastian was 6:20 or 6:23, because I remember telling myself, okay, that's freaky, but
alleged that Chris was at work at 5:15 in the morning to start work at 7 a.m.
Not alleged. It's been actually proven by Seth's own PIs. Like I said, take them for however you will. But they confirmed exactly where Chris was. And just because he got to the job site at 5:15 doesn't mean he wasn't working. Because he actually didn't start on the crane till 7. But there's other things you have to do first. Not to mention you have to get over to your bucket, which on those big job sites you're not right beside. But yeah, go ahead. Keep running with it, because you guys.
Yeah.
But even if he wasn't there at 5:15, he starts at 7 a.m. Right. That's when
he's showing everybody the tongue. Yeah. That's a true crimer. Respectable wife and mother. Giving you her tongue. Sending inappropriate pictures to the dad of a missing child. Spreading tons and tons and tons of disinformation and false allegations. Yeah. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't hit that like, please hit that like. If you're not subbed up, sub up. I was like, I think 4 away from 2100 when I started my live. But yeah. And hey, we got poolside membership. You can be a misfit. We're the misfits of the ocean. The pool misfits. Yep. You can be whatever kind of misfit you want. A diver, a shark, a SpongeBob, a Patrick, a Mr. Squidward, Mr. Krabs. Yeah, you can be whatever you want. Sandy. You just got to have a helmet. You know, Sandy has a helmet. Or you could be a Sir Duke who's getting ready to get punched in the noggin, which, not for real, just saying it. Because he's over here wrapping up in my cords, and he's about ready to get in trouble. And I'm not even playing Betty.
The, what the hell is it? Anyway, that's when they start working. Is it 7 a.m.? Okay.
Is there certain times when the crane can be operated?
What you doing,
What's it? What's the damn word?
What? Well, what's
I just said it on my live stream. I guess it's such a simple word.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, it's my brain from limes. I'm telling you, I can't think of anything.
You would think. I mean, Chris did bring up the Chris Watts case, so again.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're
the
missing.
PI says that Chris
No,
was
you
there
don't.
at, I think it was 5:15 or 5:30.
Teletubby.
But anyway,
Get
Thomas
off
said
there.
Chris
Get out of my court.
started.
Come on.
No, not there.
You.
God, it's on the tip of
Come
my
on now.
tongue. I can see it.
Is it the noise ordinance
Oh,
thing?
Sir Duke.
No, well, the noise ordinance, it's at 7 a.m. is when they can start.
I think he just tried to block somebody.
Anyway,
Hey, Andy.
I stepped on my iPad.
He starts working at.
Sorry for talking over them, but Sir Duke stepped on my, not my iPad, this generic little tablet. He stepped on it and tried to block somebody, so sorry if he actually did. Sir Duke.
7 a.m. Right?
Get out of the cords.
And
seriously, come over here.
So it's 7 a.m. Now,
here, you want to
remember,
see this fish?
Chris
Let's
said
go get
that
now
he
we have to
was
scrape it off
in
your teeth.
the crane whenever he got the call. Remember, he's on the phone with
Okay,
he's got two.
but you do understand that there's more to running those cranes than just getting there, jumping on it, and going. You know, you have to get to it first. Then you have to get up inside it. But even before that, you need to know the logistics of what you're doing for the day. Because, you know, they do change on construction sites. Go figure, you know. It's a little bit more than just jumping in the thing and turning it on. But, yeah. And you can Google that. I know somebody who works on one of those big machines, so I just went to them and asked. But you can Google it.
Two earbuds in. He's talking to, I guess, the people down below the crane.
Mm-hmm.
And then Katie calls him, and he's got two headphones in, and he kind of sounds confused. He's like, I'm listening to both people in my ear.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa.
Right.
No, they
You remember
don't
that?
understand.
Yep, I remember that.
I remember that too.
Okay. All right. So,
What, is
can
that
you
a
play my timestamp?
paintball?
Yeah.
Sure.
The 3 hours and 16-minute mark.
Pull it up.
I wrote it down when you said it earlier.
I
I gotta
Oh,
go see.
baby.
I always
I
miss
don't
it.
want
I think it's 3 hours 15 or 3 hours 16, something around there. Well, anyway,
I'm pulling
if
it up
the
right
call
now.
comes in, if
Okay.
Katie calls Chris at 6:04
You
saying
don't like
Sebastian is
that
missing,
thunder, do you?
how can he be in a crane?
Right.
Right. Yes.
Right. Well, oh my God.
How are you going to be in a crane, boo?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Sebastian is missing. Chris at 6:04 saying Sebastian is missing. How can he be in a crane?
Right.
Right. Yes.
Right.
He may not have been up in the bucket as of yet, but he could have been. I don't know. Like I said, there's preparation. You just don't go in and push a button and, you know, you're on. So that's possible. Or he could have been on his way up in when he got the first call. You just don't know. So that means nothing. Chris was not home. That's it. That's all. All this other crap that you're sitting here spewing is stupid. Because it's not a what if. He wasn't home. So what does it matter? What does it matter if he climbed up in that crane at 9:30? And don't run with that. I'm just using it as an example. We all know how you people are. But I'm just saying it doesn't make a difference. Because he wasn't at the house. You understand that?
Hey, well, oh my God.
How are you going to be in a crane, boo?
How you gonna be in a crane, boo?
Justin, quit trying to sound cute. Cute is not you. Not your forte. By the way. Oh, and this weekend, I am going to put my hair up on, or my makeup on. I'm going to cam up, and I think I might have a guest or two. But if anybody wants to come up tonight, let me know.
For real. Oh, he's lied so many times. That man
Oh
has
my
lied
gosh.
so many times.
So many. Okay, let's see here. You said 3:16?
Yeah, it's
Around there?
yeah. Just
I'll start at like 3:15.
So
I'm really surprised, and believe me, Vanity, there's nothing wrong with it. Justin is very vain. I'm really surprised that he's not doing hair implants. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he is. But there's nothing wrong with that shit. They're expensive. You can do it. Well, yeah, do it. Heck, one of my husband's good friends in high school, he was going bald. So, you know, in his early 30s, when the hair implants became big, you know, and everybody was getting them, he got them, and it just changed things for him. You know, he was always very self-conscious about his hair, but yeah, I don't know. If not, I'm surprised he hasn't considered them, because you can obviously tell he's experiencing, you know, life's changes. You know, men lose their hair, and sometimes women, and it's just part of life. Hey, Dynamite.
Now, I know what the critics will say. Oh, well, sorry, but
I tell you what, you keep your eyebrows immaculate, dude. I suck at eyebrows. I really need help with my brows. They need done so bad. They are too thick, too wide. But yeah, you do. You keep your eyebrows immaculate. Not my style, but your style. You know.
you still got to go on. This is a big site. Listen, still got to have the crane. Still got to have a crane.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes.
It's not like that.
Yes. Have you ever been on a big construction site like that? My husband was. It was almost 2 years. It was it was a humongous. They built a whole freaking town, neighborhood. In this, everything was in this community. Everything, grocery store. I mean, everything. They were all townhomes, and yeah, there was their own little like fast track, quick care, medical clinic. There was all kinds of stuff. There was physical therapy. There was occupational therapy. I mean, it was crazy. There were stores. A little post office. It was wild. It was a whole community in a community, and it was wild. But yeah, you're wrong. It does work like that.
It's not like that.
It is. It is.
They could not make you work something like that.
Yes, they could. It wasn't his son. It was his stepson. All they thought is the kid, either wandered off or ran away. At the time, they didn't, they didn't know. And they need a replacement for that crane operator because that's a very big part of the work getting done that day. And see, on those big sites, you pay penalties when the job is not finished on time. And losing a crane operator for a day would be a big thing. It really could be. So, yeah, he would need a replacement. I would imagine they would have to. I mean, I'm sure they would have let him go anyway. Once he stressed the situation to them, but I also get that they wanted a replacement. And yeah, I mean, was he an independent contractor? Because if he was an independent contractor, then yeah, they could have yanked his contract right then and there. If he was employed by the company, then yes, the company can be. Unfortunately, it happens every day. I've seen where people got hurt and should have went to the hospital, to the ER, and they were told, "Suck it up. You're going to finish out the day. We're on a time clock." So that's not for you to say that's not how it works. Justin, you never worked a big construction site like that. You wouldn't understand how it works. You know what I mean? So at least you could have asked somebody who has. And again, it also depends on the company you work for. If you're an independent subcontractor, there's.
You would be really a danger, in my
Hey,
opinion.
nonsense. Happy Friday.
What?
The question
comment says Chris Prophet's sister.
Right, I know Truth Sleuth.
So
He
she's
didn't
looking
clock
at
in until
6:30
7, but
already?
he was allegedly
The
questioning.
comment says Chris Prophet's sister.
Right, I know Truth Sleuth.
What's that say? But Chris Prophet's sister statement said 6:30 looking. They called her among the mess of a missing kid. So he called his sister because his stepson was missing. That's an alarm. That's a red flag. Oh, most people are gonna call their family members, especially if they're close. Again, your red flags. Yikes! I know now. I know why your spirit box readings are the way they are there, Mandy. And your Tara. Yeah.
What?
What?
The
question
comment says Chris Prophet's sister.
Right, I know Truth Sleuth.
Said
He
she was
didn't
looking at
clock until
6:30
7, but
already?
he was allegedly there at 5:15.
Okay, again, Jesus, I've been telling you people this now for over 100 freaking days. I am really starting to sound like Betty repeating the same thing over and over. So we'll make it the short answer this time. He didn't get on the bucket till 7. But it's a big construction site. And there's other things you do first. And then you got to get up there. So, yeah, that wouldn't be... And besides that, what difference does it make? He was there. That's the whole point you're missing. He couldn't have been there and at home at the same time. It doesn't work that way.
What was, you know what I'm saying? Could Chris, since he was there so early, could have he just been standing around waiting for that?
Good live nonsense. I got most of it, but I'm going to finish it tonight after I'm done. But I got most of it. You have definitely... the interviews have... You just laid it all out without... You're not trying to judge anybody. You're just pointing out some inconsistencies. And the way you've done it, I mean, I don't know how anybody can think that it's nothing but factual, if you know what I mean. You've done an awesome job. You really have. And I know you put a lot of work into it.
That call? Doop-de-doo, 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 doop-de-doo.
And I've shared out the playlist and stuff because I think it's a good playlist if you want the actual facts and you want to hear it all broke down without attacking any of the parents and just actually listening to what is said. You'll learn something. Go watch it. Seriously, I'm not being snarky.
Waiting for this call. Waiting for this call. It's been a long night. I'm waiting for this call.
Brain can't start till daylight. That's what I'm
Over here cracking up.
This was your
If
big...
Chris was down.
This was your big discovery in your live right before you jumped on this one. This is what we waited for. That was the big news you had. I bet that made your day and the rest of your night. Wow. That's all it takes to get you excited. Yikes. If CP was down home and something had happened, he could make it to Memphis by 9:30. Call KP, make plans, or discuss what to say, and then he could head to work instead of sleeping for a couple hours, in my opinion. No. No. That's, yeah, no. You you have a YouTube channel? Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I'll still clear that one. You got questions like that? Yeah, I'll still clear that one. Are you going to do all that? And yeah, that, no. He would have needed gas. He'd have been flying like a bat out of hell. He'd have been picked up somewhere, I'm sure. And again, he'd need gas. So there'd be a paper trail. Or him at a gas station getting gas. You don't think law enforcement hasn't thought about all angles? And hasn't been looking into all angles? Yeah, okay. But yeah, no.
Home and something happened, he could make it from Memphis by 9:30. Call the next Katie and make head to work. And of course, yes.
How'd I know he was going to say that?
And this is why nobody talks about this.
Nobody does?
I don't know if anybody thinks about it.
What are you talking?
But no creators talk about this. Nobody talks about this part right here.
I remember. Yeah.
Justin, have you not been watching anybody? Fucking everybody's talking about it. Talking about everything. Including your buddies. Especially your buddies. You really maybe should listen to your own buddies.
Chris being there. And it's like,
because he wasn't there. Like I said, even if you don't think much of the PIs, they did put the legwork in to confirm that Chris was actually at the job site and the campground. Yeah, go figure. But okay.
You got the call. Even if you wasn't in the crane, you got the call beforehand. Here it is. Yes.
Oh.
He said he had good point, Truth Sleuth. He said he...
Big catch right here, everybody. He said he was in his crane with earbuds in talking to Katie, right? Now, this is what they said earlier when they were talking. This was the big news, the big important bomb that Justin found. Mic drop moment for him.
He had the crane with earbuds in talking to Katie, right? How you talking to Katie? Good point. He said he was in the crane with earbuds in talking to Katie, right?
I'm not going to tell you again.
He could not have been talking to her in a crane at 6 o'clock in the morning. SSD, that's exactly right. So
Why?
he talks to Katie till
Why?
midnight. He's there.
Wait a minute. Why couldn't he have been? If he arrived on the job site at 5:15, he could have been in the bucket at 6. I'm just saying. I'm not answering for you again. I'm so tired of telling you. I can't believe this is what you think was your big mic drop moment. Okay.
O'clock in the morning, we got 4 hours of sleep max.
Yeah.
But he could have been, though. You know that, right? You know, like I said, you got to get up in the bucket. And once you're there, it's not like you just, take off. Those things aren't as simple to operate as you think. I don't know if you can handle it. I wouldn't even try because I'd probably destroy the place. But anyway. My son is fascinated with big construction equipment, with bulldozers and excavators. He has a couple of them. He tries to excavate my yard on a regular basis.
Oh man.
And then he says he can do it because he's got a dump truck to haul it away. Yeah, smart kid. And he uses his backhoe to pick up the dirt and load the dump truck. Or bulldozer. Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm like, okay, this is like Don Wells and Candace being on freaking video chat all the way home, which is so weird because like the calls never work and we have no reception, but like we did.
Wait, help me remember, y'all. Did he also say like I have the kind of job where you can't just knock off and rush away?
Yeah.
It takes
yes,
time.
he did say that.
Yeah, and that's possible because I've had jobs like that. I couldn't leave my patients hanging without someone to replace me because I had meds to give. I had catheters to flush, IVs, feeding tubes. Yeah. So I had to have someone. I just couldn't just walk off the floor and leave them hanging all day. There had to be someone to replace me. That's in many fields. But yeah, that's not the same kind of thing, I know. But just an example. That's not so crazy. Do any of y'all have jobs so you'd know? Justin, you've been in the working field, you know. I mean, yeah, didn't you do makeup and stuff at the funeral home? Could you just not just walk away and just not do it? And not have nobody there to, cover you? Could you? Imagine how much money is involved with this construction, the millions, the money is astronomical. Do you think that they're going to be set back a day and not get someone to run that crane, or to make that crane operator stay there until they get a replacement? Yeah, that's not too far-fetched. Sorry, it's just not.
Tell us that he stayed on the crane?
That's
Even
my
with knowing
Twitter.
Sebastian was missing, did he stay on the crane for the rest of the day?
Well,
Well-
they say almost lost his job, but no, he left. They did let him leave earlier. He left somehow, right?
We was listening to Nina's
Yes.
thing this evening as well, and we caught Chris when he called Nina. He said Chris was telling Nina that Sebastian was lost. Nina said, "Well, Chris, we have court next Tuesday. Are you going to call and tell them?" And he's like, he started yelling at her, "We don't have fucking court next Tuesday now." Well,
Wow.
did you know Sebastian wasn't coming back in a week?
Yeah, I this Trevor Lee post. I kind of disagree with him to an extent that a lawyer can send a cease and desist. I've seen family court lawyers do it, so I know they can. The way it was worded was so wrong, which made it totally liable and not even worth the paper it's printed on. But, and what it costs to send it. So, I get the Tennessee rule, but, and there's components for frivolous use of the components of civil litigation. Yeah, allows for sanctions. And that, but that's if this attorney would either take on co-counsel or turn the civil part over to an attorney who does that. That happens. Also, I don't, I think it's messed up. Do I think he can get a lawyer to serve 50 of these? Sure, if he's willing to pay for it. They're not going to be free. And I just don't see that. So I'm not sure how much stock I take into what TikTok Tony said. But what they did to Clue was wrong. And I hope that there is ramifications for it. Because she didn't deserve that. She really didn't. I mean, she's just... Don't tell me the docs and everything, it's just... Yeah, no. Anyway, let's just get back into this. Because that's just so messed up. But, I can get the frustration. I do. I mean, because, his son is missing. However, when you've been a co-signer all along, it's really hard. It's really hard.
Did you not think he was going to be found in a week? This was Wednesday.
Oh, that's a great.
That's
oh my
interesting.
gosh,
Yeah,
yes.
you say that because I was also listening back to some of the Wells stuff. You guys remember when Candace, when they asked about was Summer all
Okay,
hooked up for
will
school?
you please stop? The cases have nothing to do with each other. I'm tired of telling you that as well. There's no similar. There's nothing even remotely similar, other than them having a missing child. You could, if you could find more opposite, let me know.
They said, yeah, she was all ready to start kindergarten. And wait, she says something else after that. I'll have to pull that one up later. But the way she says is like, okay, so for sure Summer's not coming back in time to starting kindergarten. Like the way she said this was like, okay, it was so past tense. So in June 15th, you already know no way Summer's going to be found in time for kindergarten. So that was fucking weird.
Okay, I'm not going over
I don't get
Summer's
there. I'm
case.
going to have someone go to that job site. And
I know.
I'm going, if I don't get ready to have, I'm going places this summer. And
I know
I'm
it.
going, if I don't get there, I'm going to have someone go to that job site and show people that they don't start work till 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just stay safe and keep your people safe.
Okay. You're an idiot. So now you're going to send people to Chris's job site. Or I don't even know if he's still at that. I don't think he's even still there. He might be, but I doubt it. But you're going to send people there to be nosy and harass. Good job.
Safe and don't put out till they've already done it and then put it out. So that, you know, keep them safe.
While Justin's up here and it's all of you, I do want to ask this. I just sheer curiosity. Why are people so willing to overlook all of these red flags, all of these lies that this man has told? All of these.
They've set their ass in concrete, and they're.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Angel. Make sure. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Oh, I try to catch everybody.
Just they're not able to change their belief system based upon common sense. I've never seen. I mean, there's so many red flags here.
Well, narcissistic people draw in other narcissistic people.
But the red flags go all around, if you get my meaning. Okay? You've got tunnel vision. You refuse, all of you. You refuse to see that. I can tell you where you don't like it because there's been brutal honesty. You don't like his attitude. You don't like how he says things. That's fine. You don't have to. But you can't take away from the fact that he's been brutally honest. Just saying.
Narcissistic people can never be wrong. Right, Brittany?
Goodness gracious, are you right?
I won't touch that.
I'm blown away because, like, as much as people want to say that I don't care about this case or other people don't care about this little boy, I do, and I know you guys do.
You do.
And it is not helping him at all for people to overlook all of this because
you care about him when you're saying, "Hey, everybody, I love you." You know, y'all keep my lights on, right? You know, y'all pay me, right? I love you, though. Oh, I don't have $50 to get my nails done and my hair done. I do it myself because, you know, I don't have money like that. I'm not rich, you know. But I love you. Now, can you cash out me and PayPal me that $50? Sorry, is what it is.
You know, come on. He already was failed when he was there, and now we can't find him. You know, he needs everybody to use their God-given ability to critically think with their brain.
Oh, I mean, you can call the city code enforcement. They'll tell you. Noise ordinance 7 a.m.
Okay.
And by the way, Chris said in his interview, we're like any other ordinary family. We work Monday through Friday. Oh, you do? Okay, so you're off weekends. Cool.
They don't want to pay overtime unless they absolutely have to. But when it's down to crunch point, whether you want to work it or not, you're going to if needed. But yeah, they try to stay on budget. They sure do. Like I said, Justin, you've never worked one of those big construction sites. They're not going to approve the overtime and pay out all that extra money if they don't have to. And it will be done if they deem it necessary. Or you won't have a job.
He was on Smiley's panel, though. He said he was at work. So does somebody have to sit in the crane 24/7 to like supervise the job site?
He did say.
Well, at least you got 24/7 right. Because usually you all would say something like 28/6 or something. You're just off the wall. But okay.
That because I remember thinking, well, how are you live streaming if you're operating a crane? And if you're just sitting up there live streaming and it's not running, don't fucking tell me you're working either then.
Once he climbs up in that bucket, he's working. How do you live stream at work, Cher? Because you do it all the time. You'll be at work and you'll be live. You wait on customers live. So again, how's it work for one, not the other? Y'all just a little bit one-way tunnel. Y'all stuck in the middle of that tunnel.
And he did say that the cranes run at night too. He said it. He said something about
In
that
the
because
dark?
yes, he said it on
Oh, honey,
Emma's.
they can light that place up like it's daylight. Come on now. It's a construction site. You don't think they have freaking lights or know how to light it up? Are you for real? You really don't think no construction works at night? God, don't come to Florida. There's a lot of construction that gets done at night down here because it's so freaking hot. It's been 97, 100 the last couple of days. It's been hot, humid as all hell. So yeah, it does happen. You try to get up on one of them roofs when it's 100 freaking degrees outside.
On Crime Stories Obsessed when I was on her panel, and he called in because she was like, cranes don't run at night over here. And he was like, well, I don't know how it runs there,
I know.
but we do run all hours here.
I'm glad you brought up Emma because Chris likes to cuss out YouTubers and all these people. They're just so out there and talking out of their ass, and you can't take any of them seriously.
Well, she's
and
right.
I'm like, that dude sure did call Emma so fast. Like Emma was literally in shock. I was on the phone with her. Yeah, Justin, I know you talked to her then too, but she was like, it was absolutely so fast. She had posted a picture that looked like it could have been remains, is all I'll say, on her community post. But okay,
that's fast
doesn't get
forward.
that's interesting. You
you
say
know,
that
and
everyone's so full of shit on YouTube, but here you are very quickly calling.
And Chris had said they were focused on her sharing the picture, and oh yeah, it was super
focus
bad.
on such the most bullshit things. Worry about the behavior that's coming from the picture more than the picture, people. What is wrong with you? That behavior and how quick he was and worried about it should be a huge red flag.
Why?
She already sent it to law enforcement.
They'll do it. And how quick about the behavior.
Her sharing the picture, and she shared the picture. Chris
very quickly calling.
Wait a minute. So she shared this picture of remains, and because they think Chris commented on it, they sent it to law enforcement because they think it shows something. Are you freaking kidding me?
Emma shared that. High reality ones. Emma shared that about Chris saying that, and she got attacked. She got attacked because she shared the picture.
Why?
People weren't focused on what Chris had said. They were focused on her sharing the picture, and it was super
focus
bad.
on such the most bullshit things. Worry about the behavior that's coming from the picture more than the picture, people. What is wrong with you? That behavior and how quick he was and worried about it should be a huge red flag.
She already sent it to law enforcement.
They'll do it. Yes, it did go to law enforcement. It sure did.
Union. The word is union. Union.
We can't talk about the union. That's a
you know how
violation.
the unions are strict.
Oh yeah. Well, what about how quickly he called in to Emma's that day?
Yes.
Remember, like, dude watches
insane.
everything. He watches it all.
Hey,
He's even said, "I've got terabytes on terabytes," and I'm
Exactly,
like,
Marcy.
"Hold on a minute.
Why is that his focus? Why is YouTube conversation drama his focus? Like I
say what?
Why is YouTube drama Chris Proudfoot's focus? Why does he
It's
have
all their
terabytes?
focus, to be fair.
The drama is not his focus. You do not see him out here jumping on 100 different panels, spewing stuff he shouldn't be saying, attacking anybody. Once in a while, you'll see him pop up on a friend's panel. That's about it. You truly have things confused in your little brains.
Seth Rogers and Tony is way too focused on social media about what, like, kind of exactly like the wall.
Now, I agree with that. Oh, I actually agree with the thing in the wall. Tony and Seth are too wrapped up in the drama and too worried about it, and they cause a lot of it. Let's be honest. If you're going to say it right. Now, I just opened up Sir Duke's food, and he's so mad at me because I won't let him sit on me. He walked away and went and laid down. He plops down with an attitude. Oh, is he spoiled?
I was only worried about, they're saying this, and this, and like, they're only worried about the haters and the trolls for whatever reason. And for me, it's like weird because they're way older than me. But for me, if what people are saying is bullshit, if people are talking about me and I fucking know it's bullshit, okay, I don't give a shit. Like I tell some people, shit hurts me much more if it's actually true what's being said about me. Well, why worry about that? But they're all worried about that. If we're being, well, for me, in my opinion, I have noticed that I have notes written down on different shows and interviews, and I'm like, why? And I'll say it's more so Tony, which is weird, is focused on more so the shit that makes them look bad. Don't focus on any of that. If I can ignore these streets and that bullshit about myself, surely these people should be able to. I don't know.
And it has to come from somebody you respect too. You know, I mean, like when Chris was on Smiley,
But you don't either. But okay.
When Smiley asked him the question, he was like, "Is that coming from somebody in the chat?" You know, like it was a question. Why does it matter who it came from?
Yeah.
First of all, but that was his focus. Like that showed where his mind was. And she said she would close the chat. He's like, "Oh no, don't do that. You know, leave your chat open." Why is that the focus?
We want the hard questions. Just break it to me. Break it down to me now. We want the hard questions.
Well, she didn't ask any.
No, he doesn't, because he hasn't answered any of the hard questions.
He says,
I agree with that.
His go-to answer is, "Oh, law enforcement tell me not to say."
Right.
Not Chris, Seth. With proper answers. But Chris has answered what he has been allowed to. And Justin, you know, all of you know, that there's things law enforcement is going to ask you to keep your mouth shut about. And when he was able to speak on said situation, he would on what he could put out there.
Right.
Law enforcement is never going to advise you. For one, they're not attorneys. They're not going to tell you anything they don't want you to say.
Yeah, and even if they are telling them certain things, the law's allowed to lie and play their games, Chris. Like, what the freak?
Law enforcement is not going to tell them any information that they don't want out.
No,
period.
exactly
They're very,
right.
very strict with that. Number two, he says, for instance, law enforcement says, I can't tell you whether I was home in the month of February.
You heard through the grapevine there's another part of this happening. Oh, Lord. Figures.
February, from February 4th
I'll get it.
up to the day Sebastian went missing. Why? What does that have to do with the price of eggs in China, Chris? What does it have to do? I mean, that's just it. I can guarantee law enforcement will not tell them anything that they can't say to the public. They just won't.
They just will, because they have a good relationship with them and they have not repeated anything. Is it going to be limited what they share with them? Absolutely. But they will share some things that they don't want out to the public. May not be nothing, but they will. And they also know these parents aren't running their mouths about what little is told to them.
No, especially when none of them can be cleared. They're all suspects still right now, so they're not going to give them everything.
Law enforcement may not want you to talk about certain details because it's an open case. That makes sense. Not for days and weeks. And okay, you make a payment on your own home, right? Mm-hmm. This is his own home. We know nothing. Sebastian went missing February 26th. Why does it matter if he was at your home on Valentine's Day?
Right.
It has nothing to do with Sebastian, but it may have something to do with CPS. We're not supposed to be there.
Right.
So,
right.
That's what it might be about.
And a lot of people thought that Chris and Katie were kind of going through some kind of separation for some reason or some sort. So if she was told, Sebastian can be here, but Chris has to be out of the house. Otherwise, he's going with Seth. Maybe that's why.
Do you have any proof of that? Why do you think that Seth had not seen him for 5-6 weeks before he went missing? See, y'all got tunnel vision. I keep telling you, you're stuck in that tunnel and you can't find your way out. But you need to look at all sides and all the facts. Because if you're going to accuse someone, at least do it factually. But you can't, because there's no evidence. So keep digging, because you just look like bigger fools.
Chris then told Seth, hey, you need to take Sebastian because our marriage is on the rocks.
What?
Chris said Sebastian went to the school and told the teachers this and this and this. And he knew that they was going to call CPS, and Sebastian thought he was going to get me kicked out of my home.
So that's okay. So that's
because he was 15 and emotional and hormonal and probably thought he was, gonna get even. Kids do that without understanding the consequences. Again, we don't know all the facts. We know what Chris has said, and it wasn't a big deal, and I believe that because it wasn't from the way it sounds. So yeah, you guys are running on the hype about all the Seth allegedly having all these records that were redacted. I don't believe that either. But yeah.
Okay, the wheels are turning right now. So
But Justin did another live. Oh jeez, he don't stop. He doesn't stop. Listening from both ears with a scenic view. Think tank. Jesus. That was an hour ago. More major red flags. This doesn't fit. That was probable proud fit. Let's get to it. Caught something interesting. And then he does things to the pictures of the parents. He's such a disgusting piece of shit. You know? He really is.
In that case, yeah, he had to leave for a while. So Sebastian allegedly lies, which sorry, I had to leave Sebastian, but you got
CPS was there January 28th. 4 business later, 4 business
less than 1
days.
month.
4 business days later, he is out of that house.
But why were they there? Was it for that? Or was it for a different incident that's been, talked about on the streets? Just saying.
Yep. So then Chris goes to Seth. You need to take Sebastian because mine and
These guys are idiots.
Katie's marriage is on the rocks because he doesn't want to say CPS is involved. Don't want to tell Seth that. And
Okay.
Seth or
Thank you. Because the last person I think Chris would go to with any of his marital information, I'm sorry, would be the ex-husband. To me, it was more like a third child for them. But that's just my opinion.
Really, Seth is just finding out about some of these cases. And so he's told he can't be in his house that he pays for. That's why he freaked out when Nancy Grace was asking, so you didn't go and visit whatever? Because, again, like
he didn't freak out.
He can't be at that house. And if he makes any public statement on anyone's platform, that will and can be used against him. But then are they really going to do Seth any favors by just, here's your son? I don't know about that because Katie apparently is super manipulating if you believe Seth's mom. I don't know. And Chris, Chris doesn't he likes to take kids to hurt people, not do anybody favors. That's just narcissist in him. We all know what he did to Nina and all the kids in that situation.
No, you don't. No, you don't. There was not one iota of proof showed. There was a very revengeful ex, but there was no proof of anything. Not a picture, not a statement, not a charge, nothing. You didn't consider that though, right? It couldn't be that was just so convenient. And guess who was behind setting her up with Trevor to do that interview? Guess who was? The dad. Seth was in on that. Conveniently, the interview happens right before court. And it was a total character assassination. That's it. That's all she tried. That's what gave me red flags with her. And then you turn around and old Trev got himself put on the witness list for a custody hearing that he has no business being involved in the first place. He don't know these people from Adam or Eve. Never freaking met them. Has no idea if there is anything going on with that child because he doesn't know them.
So you guys could be onto something because that makes sense. That makes sense
terrible.
if he was told to leave and then all of a sudden Seth is being asked to take Sebastian because their marriage is on the rocks because Chris and Katie can't be in the same house together. That makes sense, you guys.
All right, wait a minute, because I snuck away to the bathroom. Are y'all talking about the CPS thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because oh my God, that was
and
what
Chris
I was
being away.
Yes, because I think it was you, Justin. You got my gears are turning today when I was listening to you and you were talking about Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Dude didn't come home to spend Valentine's Day with his wife.
Right.
And listen, we know that Seth.
Okay, allegedly, why would they serve Nancy Grace with a cease and desist? She's always playing the Proudfoots and, accuse them. But allegedly, there are now 3 YouTubers that have been mailed a cease and desist letter to not speak about Seth and Sebastian. And there's others. SF Investigates, Bert Staggs News, Nancy Grace, Reporter Room, Paula Neal Mooney, and Jennifer Coffindoffer. Most of them speak against the Proudfoots. Reporter Room does for sure. So yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's weird.
Seth hadn't had Sebastian in how many days? It'd been a minute.
Was it 4 or 5 or something he had
I
said?
think it was 3 weeks.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because he talked to him that Thursday, but it'd been like 3 weeks, right? So that would have been before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, there was a change in his work schedule or something, so he didn't get him on his weekend when he was supposed to.
Yeah. So you didn't see Katie for Valentine's Day? You work 3.5 hours away. You don't work on the other side of the country.
Right.
Yep. My husband goes to work 5 hours away and still comes home on Saturday night and goes back to work on Sunday night. So,
Yeah. So
you know, 5-hour drive one way.
I know for sure Mark would be making that trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Brittany
a
can't
couple
comment
things, you know. I
because her
mean,
old man don't work.
I know
work.
the neighbors says that Chris comes home on the weekend and, you know, takes care of whatever needs fixed, whatever, you know, and sees his family and all that. And then also Chris also stated that we work just like any other ordinary family, Monday through Friday, and on the weekends we try to get stuff done around the house and spend time with family.
Mhm.
He said that.
Right. I remember that.
Got it.
But there are also times on a construction site where you will work Saturdays and if needed Sundays. Depends on the time frame. What kind of a time crunch you're in, you know, because there's a deadline. You have a contract. If you're not finished by said date, it's going to cost you big money.
Said him and Chris were working on Katie to get. Yep.
I'm convinced. I mean, think about it. Why would you? Why would anyone in their right mind stay in a camper over the weekend when they're 3 hours from home?
Well,
John.
another thing I made in my live today. So they were at BJ's Wholesale, and where else were they?
But I noticed that's someone that pops into Brittany's chat, though. Blast from the past, old Tube Top Travesty.
Saturday.
They went to BJ's, the bowling alley, and to
Costco.
Costco was Saturday.
Saturday, right? Okay, so she went grocery shopping, right? Grocery shopping.
Yeah, because snacks.
What does you buy bulk
Mm-mm.
at BJ's and Costco? Could she be getting Chris ready for the week? Getting his all snacks and his grocery shopping done?
Does he like snacks too?
Yeah, because
But you don't mock. Did she not sit there? Did that not? That's phony spirit seeker lady. Did she just not sit there not 15, 20 minutes ago and said she's never mocked the family? She would never do that. And here she is. And it's one of many times. Because we're going to review her over the weekend.
15. Thanks.
That's right.
But hopefully I'll have the redaction finished on the court docs. And we can go over them.
Something last night too. I was God, whose was it? I think it was Duchess. We were going through the first interview, and I caught something. They were talking about. Well, Chris was telling Katie was at Costco the day before or whatever, and then he brings up BJ's on Sunday, and Katie all of a sudden kind of interjects as to give an excuse for why she was at BJ's the following day because she had went to Costco's the day before. And do you know she said it was because of Sebastian? She said BJ's was new. Yeah, BJ's was new. And Sebastian liked to go try all of the samples, so she took him. So
I remember that now.
I'm like, hold on a minute. I don't know about you, but I got kids, and that's not a place they've ever asked
I
me
have to agree with that. It's been nice not having the caterers around.
to go to. Is a wholesale place. Like, well,
Yeah.
that's
Do you
weird.
see? I don't see Chris going out and grocery shopping. I think Chris goes home on the weekend. She goes out, gets his food ready for the week. He takes his snacks and everything that he likes, his drinks, and he takes them back with him. and that's that. It's just like her way of packing his lunch and grocery shopping for him. That's
you.
what.
Is it like-
That's what a lot of Southern women do,
Could
anyways.
it have been that she was going to see him? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she was shopping for him. But I'm just saying. A possibility would have been that she was going down to see her husband. Wouldn't be too far-fetched, right? Okay.
Just with their man, where they pack their lunch and,
Hey,
pat
I'm
him
an
out the door and
independent.
get him out.
Yeah.
I've cooked my husband's dinner at midnight so he can, or his lunch at midnight so he has it fresh and ready to go early in the mornings
Yep.
when he's at home.
Look at you, Mandy.
I don't do that. I just
I
get
don't-
coffee ready for Mark.
I'm bad. I guess I don't either. I'm bad.
My mom bought these Philly roast beef sandwiches and they were so good. Oh my gosh, they were so good. There were 16 of them in a pack, and I made one for myself and I sent my husband a picture of it, and he was like, "Why are you eating my sandwich?" So that night, that's why I made one. So he could take it the next, or I made him two, so he could take it the next.
I
day.
want to ask all you guys while you're up here. We'll start with Mandy, then Brittany, then Justin. How do you think Sebastian was taken out of the house, and how do you think Summer?
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, I think Sebastian was taken out of the house in the vehicle in the garage
they
because he didn't
don't
leave
have
through
nothing
any
to
of
do
the
with
exits
each other.
because Chris and Katie rolled every exit out.
Mm-hmm.
Front door was
Kinda did.
accidentally, but he rolled it out. That's the only way that I think that he could have
Wasn't
left the
ruled
house,
out.
without being seen on camera. Summer, I don't think she made it home. I think that Candace met up with Dawn on her way home, or she went home and dropped Grandma Candy off and then met Dawn. But I
Wow.
believe that Candace met with Dawn between the 3 and 4 o'clock hour, and Dawn took Summer from her there.
Okay.
Mm.
Lady, you're full of shit. No wonder your spirit readings suck. TVI had Dawn and Candace's and Grandis's phones. They knew where Dawn was working. Don't you think they'd have known if he was doing all this running around? You're such idiots. You are such idiots.
How about you, Brittany?
These cases have nothing to do with each other.
Okay. So I'm in agreement with Mandy. If Sebastian
Yeah,
was
my
taken
husband
out,
can go to the grocery store. Granted, he don't shop like I do. I look for deals and I price check. My husband just throws it in the cart. But yeah, he's quite capable of going to the grocery store. He better be. He's a grown man.
of the home in the middle of the night, it had to have been through the garage. But I also, this is where I'm conflicted.
No, it didn't.
Because then there's a part of me that's like, maybe he didn't come home that day. You know, they went to the bowling
here
alley
we go
allegedly, and
again.
then they went to eat dinner. Law enforcement.
I think they absolutely made it home.
You think so?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so either that,
Okay.
he didn't make it home, or either
So, because Justin believes that he made it home, you're going to change your thinking to someone else's way of thinking. We know you do that, Brittany. You're still a fucking coward. You want to talk shit about me and then block me so I can't respond? You know who does that shit? A coward.
it's like Mandy said, it was through the garage. Well, I have another theory to that too. Her work truck, I've noticed this. Her work truck is parked.
I don't
right
think she
beside the
ever
garage.
put that live back up either. That one that she took down. Right, I mean, just out of I was watching it, just out of nowhere, she ended the live, and it's never been put back up. And she had some shit to say, and I was chatting, and then she didn't like what I said because I said the truth. Nonsense wasn't doing what she said, and it was all lies, and I pointed that out, and I wasn't nasty. And then she was saying something about grifting or something, or about being accused of it. And I'm like, wait a minute. One of the first things you say when you start your show is, I love you, y'all. Y'all pay, keep my lights on here. Y'all pay me. She says that a couple times a day. She says her husband doesn't work. She said that they live off what she gets on YouTube. She says that. But she was saying she didn't, but she does. And I mean, that's it. And she blocked me and then ran her mouth so that I couldn't respond like the true coward she is.
In the garage has a side door and that side door is right there at the work truck. So I could see somebody coming out that side door, and it immediately, like if she pulled her work truck up a little, I could see somebody coming out of that side door and hopping in that work truck and not being seen that way too.
Okay.
I don't know. Then if you look at it, and if you remember the Nancy Grace interview, when Nancy asked for the make and model of the work truck, Chris is like, well, we don't got permission. I'm like,
yeah, we can't share that. That might risk the integrity of the investigation. Law enforcement told us not to talk about that. Next,
it could have. They, you don't know what law enforcement was communicating with them. I mean, they haven't been through this before. They have never had a child run away, go missing. So yeah, they're going to be nervous and scared and stressed and going through one of the worst times of their life. And, they may think that it's something that law enforcement don't want out when law enforcement has asked them not to put out much info, hardly anything at all, compared to what you guys want asked. But yeah, so you guys are making mountains out of nothing. I can't even say molehills because it's nothing.
Question.
Nancy's like the van in the driveway
where everybody can see,
where everyone can see.
Exactly.
So for summer, I've always had the same theory. I think Candace.
Yeah, the van's in the driveway for everybody to see. It's a freaking driveway. It's where it belongs, and it is their house.
Jealousy of her, and with the dogs following her scent to the end of the driveway, and it stops. I think she walked that baby down that driveway and put her in a car. That's always been my theory.
So how come
for me, I think Sebastian was.
Your theories mirror each other, really. I mean, you're saying Sebastian got taken to the garage and put in a car. And now you're saying Summer got put in a car by his mother. Yeah, yikes. You have a one wave of thoughts in that there little brain, don't you?
Taken out of the garage. And I'm very conflicted with Summer. Very conflicted, but
these have nothing to do with each other.
Almost think now Dawn is involved, or I believe a lot of times people give half truths when they are talking. Grandma got her prescription filled that day. She went into grandma's camper or whatever. I think she, rather than getting a piece of candy, I think she might have got a piece of pill. And she OD'd, and they panicked. And
okay, but
I
don't even want to get into the Summer case, but I have to. If that was the case, all they would have to do was call 911. Chances are they could have reversed it if they were, arrived on time. And that's something, unfortunately, that actually does happen. Children get a hold of their parents' medication. That's okay. So instead of, saying, hey, my 5-year-old granddaughter got my bottle, she shouldn't have. Kids do that kind of stuff. Instead of just owning that fact and the chance to save her, they chose to say she wandered off and go through everything that they've went through for years with you idiots. Yeah, I just don't think so. I just really don't think so. But okay.
And allegedly, you guys remember they were carrying out Summer limp. Dawn was carrying out Summer. Remember that?
I don't remember that. Carrying out Summer from the house to like a car?
It was I forgot what it was. It was Dawn carrying out he was carrying out Summer like a limp or something, and he put her in a car.
What?
But what was that thing with True?
God.
She said
I cannot with these idiots.
Summer had overdosed before.
Yeah.
What?
They brought her and they put water on her and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think they didn't feed the poor girl all day. And I think she thought.
You do realize that if someone is overdosing, putting water on their face isn't gonna reverse the overdose. It would take medication to do that. You do understand that, right? Somebody up there?
Thought it was candy, and when kids are hungry, it's natural to, once you become so hungry, you'll eat almost anything.
She. I'm gonna leave it go. I am. I don't want to get into the summer stuff.
You put anything
Let's
toward your
fast
mouth,
forward
right?
it.
So
Yeah, and that's
it's a
very helpful.
reflex.
That piece of candy always
Oh,
drove
that's
me
so
nuts
wrong.
because it was such a simplistic thing to throw in there that was just never made. It didn't make any sense why they kept
Yeah.
saying that.
She came over and got a piece of candy. Why the fuck are you talking about candy?
Yeah, why do we care about that you get the piece of candy from grandma? Grandma gave the same story too.
Because it's something that happened that day. It's something that they can remember. Their daughter went missing. They weren't in their right frame of minds to begin with, and that made it worse. But yeah, I mean, that's the things you say are big red flags. Wow. Don't give up your day jobs, all right? Just saying. Cher, you might want to quit live streaming from work because, yeah, don't give up your day job. Justin, stick with the funerals. And lady, I'm not sure what you do. But yeah, oh, Brittany, you don't have to worry. We know. But okay. But the Mandy chick said she has a job. So, yeah, stick with your day job. The only one, Brittany, this is your day job. And your night job and your... But you know what I mean.
She came and got a piece of candy. Like, huh?
Okay, I'm fast forwarding.
You're right, Justin.
So she had to go in every few months and get like injections. Was this what it is?
A kid, right?
Oh my God! No, they didn't.
Yeah.
They actually went into.
Look at a Pez.
Oh,
you know what Pez
my
are, right?
Lord!
Are
Are
it's got
you
the little
kidding
toy
me?
that spits out the.
There is actually not one iota, not one, even an inkling that happened. And you guys took getting a piece of candy and twisted it to something like this and then show pictures to push it more onto your audience like it's factual. Are you kidding me? You guys are something else, man. Wow.
A little candy.
And law enforcement has not stated any of those facts. Yeah.
Yep.
If you Google it, people can see.
They
But
even have
easy.
lollipops.
It looks just like. Yeah.
Sorry, Justin, go ahead.
No,
I
you're
didn't
fine.
mean to cut you
It just looks like a pill. Pez.
Yeah.
Be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Does look
Well,
just like a pill.
and now learning that there has been children removed from the custody of some people who have spent time at 110 Ben Hill Road, and knowing that their children had major substances found in their hair.
I'm going to fast forward. I can't
To the
look
river
summer stuff
hunter.
because I would have to go back and refresh my memory. I have a lot of it, but there's been a lot that's happened with these idiots. And I'm not going to look as stupid as they do. But I probably remember more than they could put out.
I just told her, like, I only want to do this if I'm being helpful. Like, you guys can tell me back the hell off. I'll back off, no problem. You guys collect all the shit, take what you need. Like, I'm in this for summer.
Oh, they're still talking about her.
That's because
it was awful.
Oh, I'll
was
come back and
awful.
redo this.
Didn't do if I could reduce
when I refresh myself to make sure that I'm not spewing the same kind of garbage they are.
Like she's in a darn rocking chair.
She sure is.
I heard you say if somebody grabbed her hands, they'd be slow dancing with her.
So true. Yes. That to me, it sends off red flags. And it's not like you know what I mean? Like it sticks out to me like a sore thumb.
That's my problem. Melissa Proudfoot was involved. Yes, within reason. I don't like Melissa Proudfoot.
Oh, she's
no.
awful.
That's my.
They'd be slow dancing with.
Wait
she's
a
in a
minute.
darn rocking chair.
Wait a minute. You're calling Melissa Proudfoot? Are you getting the name right? And you're calling her awful? You don't fucking know her, Brittany. And thing in the wall, you don't know her either. But let's back that up. I might have went a little too far.
Said it last night, y'all. She's not rocking, she's dancing. Like she's swaying so hard, she's dancing. And if you go look,
Sure is.
back and
I heard you say if somebody grabbed her hands, they'd be slow.
forth off red flags. And it's not like you know what I mean? Like it sticks out to me like a sore thumb.
That's my problem. Melissa Proudfoot was involved. Yes, within recent.
Okay. Katie picked up niece and took her to PJ or JP. That's where she met up with Denise's mom, Melissa. Well, these people act like they were there.
Don't like Melissa Proudfoot.
Oh, she's
no.
awful.
You don't know her. Brittany, shut up. Everybody's awful that says hi to you or not even, or just says you think side eyes you when they're saying hi. I mean, they don't even have to not agree with what you say and stop it. You don't even know this woman.
Did you see that video?
Oh my gosh.
Sebastian's birthday?
No.
Yeah, I put that,
Oh,
I put
Sherry,
that in that same video.
I just don't like her just from what I know
You're
from
judging
Nina anyways, which-
her because before you even seen that video, you listened to what others had said. So you already had your opinion in your head. You know, you've already decided. You making all these harsh judgments about this lady from one little couple minute video. Okay. You have no idea. Wow.
she did to Nina and saying she should run over the kids or something like that is wild. Melissa's disgusting.
Everyone needs to see that video
And
of Sebastian.
you don't know if any of that was said. There was no receipts shown to prove that any of this was said. Right now, all it is hearsay. You don't know it to be true.
Birthday, because that to me speaks volumes, because that's his birthday party.
Is that the one Seth put up?
I'm not
No.
sure who, but I know
No.
that Evil Exist has it on their channel, but it's only a few seconds. And Katie gave us a little bit of context to that video, unwittingly. She actually mentions in one of the interviews that they took Sebastian to a game show like setting
Birthday, yeah.
for his birthday, and you hear in the audio that it's Sebastian, or in the video that it's Sebastian's birthday, but you hear Melissa Proudfoot and share the way that she talks to this kid. And look, everybody's around, so this it tells me whether they treated Sebastian this way, they were
no,
okay.
you're totally blowing it out of context. You're totally blowing that to be up to
I'll
be
find it
what it
and share
is.
I have it in one of my videos, and I think that it's this one. I'm gonna
They're totally twisting that and blowing that up into something it wasn't.
look real quick.
Okay.
Because I even rewound it, because when he talks, you can hear his voice, but you don't hear it right away. And I think I rewound it so you could hear it again. Because like she jumps down his throat.
I
mean,
kind of have a theory. I obviously think that Katie had to drive Sebastian out of the house from inside the garage, right? I mean, that's what I think. But I also thought I questioned Chris Proudfoot's stepdad and mom and Melissa Proudfoot as well. So I do. One of the big things I wonder in my own head is, did she drive him out of there kind of like a Gannon Stotch, and he was laying in the back, so only her driving out would be seen, not him in the back laying down. And she met up, and I feel like she possibly met up because Chris is, again, here we go with the telling part truth and adding on to it, but he is so dead fast, leave my parents out of it, da, 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 da. He doesn't mention his sister, right? So okay, so did she drive and meet up with Melissa then? Because Melissa,
You do know the law enforcement got there fairly quickly, right? I mean, really quick. It would have been impossible for her to do all that in that short time span, because see, they would have seen when she left. You get my drift? You get my meaning? Yeah, no, that's, yeah, not believing that one.
is shady feet
Try again.
as well.
It's very interesting that Katie and Chris's mother have the same make and model
Hey, Melissa.
vehicle. I believe it's the same color.
Yes, I remember that. The baby blue color. Yeah, I remember, because I was like, okay, so they either have the same vehicle, or that is like the same vehicle.
Why would they have the same vehicle?
That's fucking weird. But why do a bunch of people in the church have the same car that the Wells got prior to Summer's disappearance too? It's fucking
So
weird.
true. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's like several of the church people that drive the Subarus, like all the same car but different colors.
Weird. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that is bizarre.
Yeah, but it's not a cult though, guys. when they dropped off the nieces. Yeah. So then, yeah.
That's it. I'm telling
Again,
you.
we went and saw the nieces. You don't say anything about we saw
I'm
Melissa.
so
Like, you know
tired
what I'm
of being
saying?
muted.
Or what about how? Sorry if I'm screaming. I'm across the.
Okay.
Turn my son's phone on.
So it's cultish because a couple people have the same kind of vehicles. Okay. I guess that's a red flag we could look for. If somebody in your church drives a vehicle similar to yours, that's cultish. Might want to check yourself. I'm just saying.
The fact that she looks at Chris Proudfoot
When she
like,
says that.
for clarity, like we went and picked up my niece, right? And he's like, yeah. Why would you look to your husband? Would you look to Mark to tell you something if he wasn't there? Why would
No,
he-
like
It wasn't to tell her anything. It was for support. You could see it. Jesus God, that woman was devastated. She's not used to being in front of a camera asking questions about her missing 15-year-old son. Are you kidding me?
Pamela, I was trying to wonder that too one day, but like I do look at Mark a lot, but that's like my anxieties. But I wouldn't need to look at him if it was me home, not him, and I'm the one that should know the answer. No, like again, Chris wasn't there, so why are you looking to him as if he's supposed to know? Like, you know, whatever. I'm sure he was controlling enough to know like the whole schedule.
She was looking to him for support. Yeah, no. Well, maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't have that kind of situation. I don't know. But it was clear. But okay.
But yeah, she did have to look to him. I did take mental note of that as well when saying we went to see you know my niece or whatever. It's like, okay, weird.
And the whole time he's sitting there, if you watch, and that's the Chronicles of Olivia interview. The whole time he's sitting there.
Olive oil is no different than the likes of you people. I don't watch her. But okay. And she'll try to strike you or copyright claim you if you do use her stuff. She didn't win, but she tried. Anyway. But yeah. She's real credible. Real credible source there. You got the fake water bottle and the fake knife. And yeah. She's real credible.
Nodding his head as she goes through the story. Like he's you know,
stage momming it.
Yes.
Yeah, like Tony does with Seth. It's crazy. Tony's all but mouthing the words that are about to come out of Seth's mouth. It's fucking creepy.
Thing, yeah. So let me ask, Spirit, do you think this was his 15th birthday? Because he looks older here.
Yeah, I think 15. I think he looks 15.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't think he had any disabilities until someone said that. And then I was like, oh, I guess I can kind of see that. But I had no idea. I just thought he looked like a normal 15-year-old boy. To be honest, I never believed the sighting was Sebastian either, because I've seen, even just in this town, since like watching this case, there's a few people in this town alone, kids that look like Sebastian. He has a very, I don't want to say like average face, but like he has a familiar face, you know?
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Let me know again if there's sound. If there's not, stop me.
Day boy, thank you for coming to celebrate with us today. Drop those chips. All right, it looks like red team, unfortunately, that one was a miss. But blue team, that one was a hit.
I know, it's okay.
Remember the double chip lands will give you 20. So
Okay, who's that's you?
One spot that has two chips stacked on top of each other. If you want to take that top one, you can tuck it in front of the bottom one to double playing field there.
You have to get the 200. No, she doesn't. She can get whatever.
Okay, so that talking right there that we just heard, I believe that is Sebastian's aunt, which is Chris. Did you hear him say you have to get to 200? And she says, no, she doesn't.
Yeah, so you hear Sebastian, the first time you hear him, he says, never.
Clip has been so heavily edited. Yeah, you're right, Hope. I need to get a mic that has the light so I know. This one, the light doesn't work, but anyway, like I said, this video clip has been so heavily edited and passed around. Like I said, I think they're trying to make it more than it was. they're not showing the whole context of what was going on. I don't know. It just
like, talking trash over a game, normal kids. And then he says, hey, and it's my theory. I'm not sure about this, but I'm guessing that he may be talking to Faith, Chris's daughter. We don't know, but that's what I think. And then he's like, you have to get to 200. She's like, no, she doesn't. And then at the end, she pops off on him again. It's awful.
I'll play that last part just one more time.
Because that is Katie I'm hearing.
But that's all you have. See, that's what I mean.
That's Melissa talking. No,
I would. Where's the original video? The whole video. Not just this little heavily clipped thing that's been passed around a gazillion times. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I think she was trying. Yeah, exactly, Marcy. He was a 15-year-old boy. It just irritates the hell out of me when they, his autism doesn't describe him. It's not,
That is Melissa? Okay.
Melissa. Allegedly.
Okay.
No. Never.
So right there, he said never.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get the 200 today.
No, she doesn't. She can get whatever.
Okay. Oh.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Regina George.
Hey, can you play the end of that, Mandy? Because at the end, he's going to...
So, because she didn't like the way you said it, she said it, or the way it sounded, because it was so edited. Yeah, that's not... Is it snarky? Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I'm not about to judge it, because you people have taken it out of context, so I don't know. But, yeah.
going to say, hey, Melissa. And then she's going to go,
oh,
what?
Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot that was on there.
Why are we talking to him like that?
It's his
gross.
birthday.
Wow.
And somebody said, of course, because y'all know we watch this, we're bad about watching something 1,000 billion times. One of my subscribers said that when we were listening to that, you faintly can hear what sounds like Chris. When he says never, Chris is like Sebastian, like he's trying to tell him to calm down. But you can clearly hear that there's a group of people around, and I imagine Katie's there. So how would you react if someone talked to your child that way?
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Catching a charge.
Yeah.
Unless it's common, if it's common, if they always talk to him that way, then, and you got to think too, this is in a public setting.
Yep.
This isn't just,
This is what Melissa put the day after Sebastian went missing. Hey everyone, this is my nephew. He is high-functioning verbal autistic. He walked out of the house in the middle of the night with his glasses, a small flashlight, and no shoes. We have been searching since 6:30 a.m. yesterday. They are searching for 10 miles around his house. Here's the kicker. But I'm worried that he may have gotten in a backseat of a car and fell asleep and woke up after someone got to their job and got out of the car. It's possible.
Weird.
I'm trying to think outside of the box to help find him. It's just so hard. You never know how kids think. Please keep an outlook. I think that he got in a car in a garage.
Yeah.
What's the tale? I've never seen this.
I haven't either.
Who?
That's
Okay.
weird.
Let me just point. This out, and I'm sorry, like to be so out there, but
No, you're fine.
who puts okay, everybody has a theory, but who would ever introduce their theory and in great detail at that?
Yeah, this is like weird.
that's
As
not
if grandpa's
like you're
being
pretty much
bad.
this is painting a
Thank you,
narrative.
Hope.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Barry.
But you know what?
More
This
Barry Moore. You
woman
would do
is
that?
going through. Her nephew's missing. It's. I mean, it's a horrible time. It's horrific. You can't rake her over the coals. She's not used to making posts like this. Okay, Melissa. And it wouldn't be the first time that a kid found an unlocked car and went in, and it has happened. I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But, give the aunt some grace. Her nephew was newly missing. Okay? Maybe that's just the way she talks. It's something. She's just grasping at anything. Because of what's going on. I mean, it's something to go through, let me tell you.
Yep, the lion took her. The lion got her.
Oh yeah.
We think the cat drug her up a hill. So like it's like you want to go ahead and put that thought into a person's mind so they don't think of other things.
Yep.
Exactly. That's exactly why Don Wells runs everyone down the damn dog trails out there.
Yeah.
I would know if there's someone in the back of my car. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
You too,
I'm worried that he
Maureen.
fell asleep in someone's car and woke up after someone got to their job.
Like, has this happened before? Is that why she got
No.
like the details down? Like, did this happen before?
No. But was
No,
he in the back seat and Chris got to his job? I don't know.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. That would fit.
Why'd you have to mumble your words, coward? Why couldn't you just say the name so everybody could understand you? You didn't do very good. Because we all knew what you meant. So there's that.
Yeah, if we're tying it to
I'm
this
about
here,
finished with
yeah.
this.
I mean,
People what if he hopped into a back of a car and the person took him and he'd be out of the neighborhood because the person drove to work? Like, why would you even think that a person would drive to work with him?
I think he would wake up. And this is a kid that doesn't sleep good.
Right.
So,
yeah.
what if they weren't going to work?
Why would he
What if
go?
they were going to McDonald's?
I get it. I get what you're saying, but come on. Stop.
Why wouldn't you just walk back home?
Pop up in the drive-thru. I mean,
It doesn't make sense.
But it has happened.
odd thing to say.
It's a car in the neighborhood, like because he would just go back home. I don't know. That's confusing.
And Sherry got the video pulled back up backstage to watch the rest of that. I forgot. It gets shitty again at the end. But this makes it even more suspicious that she said that. Like I've never seen
shit.
Just her attitude towards him is just
Me too, sassy.
I'm taking a video of
that was
But then again, that attitude means nothing. It doesn't mean she had anything to do with his disappearance. Just saying.
what? I'm taking a video of
what?
So he says Melissa, and she says, "Wait." He said the game's about to start. I'm taking a video.
treating like crap on his birthday.
Yeah.
Like so rude. I don't want to go back too far.
To get the 200 again.
No, she doesn't. She can get whatever.
All right, team. Now don't
Yes,
do
yes,
it.
ma'am.
What? I'm taking a video of. She acts like he's such a nuisance, like such a bother.
Yeah, he can't say anything without her giving attitude.
Yeah. See, Katie, I'm sorry. Somebody talks to one of my kids like that, and it's going to be a bad day.
Right.
Out here, oh no, honey.
No ma'am, no ham, no turkey.
That's right, Justin.
Thank you again, Mother Chicken.
All the electronics given back but the game systems. Well, that's interesting because if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Chris is a gamer as well, which is fucking weird and creepy to me. But
And he is adamant.
Weird.
I mean,
It's weird and creepy to you because Chris plays games. Not weird and creepy that Seth does, and he's quite the avid gamer. But okay. It's weird and creepy. Okay. I've never heard someone who plays video games, critique that way. Weird and creepy.
goes out of his way.
Am I weird and creepy because I play a couple games? Shit. I'm weird and creepy, y'all.
To make sure it's known that he did not game with Seth and Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's a game player, but it's with his words and his.
Yeah.
But Seth said that they did, that Chris did game with them.
What?
And yeah, that's why I think Chris is denying it so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So there was Wi-Fi, and he was able to play with other people online then.
At Seth,
If
yes.
they're playing online with each other. They have then. How do they know
Seth-
Sebastian?
No, Seth said that when Sebastian was at his house that he would play with Chris.
Well, you know, Katie, she goes on and on about he had the Switch, but they didn't allow him to get online. My kids have the Switch, and it's very much has online capabilities. They watch YouTube on their Switch all the time.
Oh, for real?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Oh,
I have a question.
Yeah, that's nothing
Okay, I've never had a
new.
Switch.
But you can also block that as well. You can turn that off. You don't have to allow the internet. Just saying.
My kids don't have
Me
one.
either.
Do you have to have internet to be able to operate the Switch, or can the Switch be used without internet
It
access?
can be used.
No, I think you can.
You can use it without internet as long as you have the game.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Because-
if you want YouTube or Netflix or it's just like
It's just like a small tablet with joysticks is all it is.
there you go. Yeah,
Okay.
you download the app.
Because Chris made the comment that they have the password on the Wi-Fi set to where he can't use it on the Switch. Something along those lines.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
and his phone,
can
he couldn't.
restrict who uses your Wi-Fi. You can. When my neighbors have one of their little Saturday get-togethers, he always has a guest Wi-Fi thing so that you don't have no phone problems. Because our phone signals suck up here. And no, I don't live in the country, but and then once you leave that residence, the password's no good. It's just temporary one. But yeah, you can actually lock it out completely, where you can't use the Wi-Fi. That's not unusual. Your parents, aren't you?
Contact anybody except who was in his contacts. He couldn't use internet.
Right. He had a calculator though.
He had a calculator, and he could only call people in his contacts.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
I
okay,
don't
so
know.
that's something I have in my notes because Seth said on Bullhorn Betty's that hold on. Yeah, Seth said it on Bullhorn Betty's interview that at his house he would allow Sebastian to stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning. There wasn't really any set rules or whatever. No real set schedule for him. And I'm
Yeah.
because I've worked with
Which-
adults and children with disabilities.
Okay,
and-
which is the worst thing to do to Sebastian while at his mother's house where he spent the bulk of his time. There was a routine, a regimented routine, and then once or twice a month he goes there and there's nothing. That's not good. That's just my opinion, though.
it is dare I say necessary to have them on almost like a militant schedule because for their behaviors, you get what I'm saying, for their own self, they need that and want that and have to have that because if you even go off just a hair of these schedules,
imagine how it was for him.
Sets him through the roof.
It will freaking cause a day to 3 days of just total chaos and very bad mood swings and temper flares. So
I can
and I just wonder how many times poor Sebastian felt like that and came home that wired because of the situation. And I'm only going by what Seth has said himself many, many times. So
do that with my child. Yeah.
Well,
But I can tell you, having a kid on the spectrum,
Katie and them are
and
the
my son,
ones
he's
that didn't
moderate, mild
everything.
moderate. I also can attest to they have insomnia terribly. So
I think in general, all children need a schedule.
for sure.
And I think parents need one
Justin
too, as
doesn't
well
wanna
for them.
admit it.
I mean, I think everyone works better with a schedule.
True.
I was going to say, let me be a thorn in here because my son, he's on the spectrum, but he does okay with schedule changes. His thing is he has white coat syndrome because he got stitches before he was 2 years old. He had 6 stitches put in his hand, and the last one that went in, it wasn't numb in that area. So he has PTSD from that. Like he has white coat syndrome. It's really bad.
It's called white coat syndrome?
Yeah.
Like when you're like scared of doctors?
Yes.
Okay.
He had the flu, and we took him to a children's urgent care to make sure that it wasn't the big C, And when the doctor came in, he was talking about doing the test, and my son's blood pressure was so high that doctor almost admitted him to the hospital. And I was like, you don't understand. He's scared of you. It's not you. It's that you're a doctor, and that's why. And this was last year. He was 13. It wasn't when he was a kid. It was recently. So it's something that carries on with him. So anytime we have a doctor's appointment coming up, I don't tell him until the day of or the day before. If we're going on vacation,
worries about it for days.
Yes, he will question me every single day, multiple times a day about the appointment. If we're planning on doing a trip, like we had talked a couple weekends ago about going to a water park, and he has asked me every weekend since and throughout the week, when can we pack our stuff so we can go? like he's anxious about going. So he doesn't so much care about the change in his schedule. And he has insomnia. He'll stay up, almost all night and then be a bear to get up in the morning. Or
my daughter will nag you to death if you tell her you're going to do something. That's just a kid.
Because he can go to bed at 8 o'clock at night and still be a bear to get up in the morning on routine so much. It's just the spikes that scare him.
Are you sure? I mean, have y'all had him tested? Because he has, that sounds like some traits from this, like someone on the spectrum. Because
Yeah,
Neil,
he's
okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Because Neil's the same way. Like if I tell him they're going to be there all week long. Hey, are we going to do this? Did you sign my report card? Did you sign my permission slip?
My teacher needs that back.
Yeah, I gotta have that.
I mean, how many people are into cranes? Let's be.
Come on.
Damn.
That's bizarre.
I've known of.
That's
I mean, how many people are into cranes? Let's be.
Come on.
Damn.
That's bizarre.
I've known of 2 people that's been into cranes in my life. One is Chris and one is Tony. That's
There
it.
you go.
And then, as soon as Tony shows up, all hell starts going, everything starts going to hell in a handbasket for Seth. And it's like,
No, what's happening before?
You don't need a tinfoil hat. I mean, some of this stuff's just kind of.
Well, I give Tony no slack. You can't put this all on Tony's shoulders. It was happening. The ball had been rolling long before Tony came in. Did Tony make things worse? Absolutely. But you can't put it all on him.
Questionable.
So, okay, wait. So, Brittany, I've heard a lot of people question if Tony's been sent in by the Proudfoots. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's
I got a lot of respect
crazy
for
interesting. I like it.
Jewels of Thought, aka allegedly innocent.
Sarah, she loves these things.
She's helping on that.
Better.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't hone in on it too much because I mean there's no proof. But when I heard Jewels of Thought, when she came on my live and she mentioned it and was like, she's really set on that. She's dead set that Chris and Tony know each other. And I mean, I wouldn't jump to it and say that, but it's weird. It is weird.
It is. 'Cause Tony does not make Seth look good at all.
No. And look, as soon as he comes along, that's when Chris and Katie start going on these channels, and they're like,
No.
they just swoop right in, gunko, ready to
Wrong again. But okay.
interviews when they.
You guys got it all wrong. You really don't listen.
Kind of been quiet.
Because you guys know the Mullen also is a tree cutter.
Oh,
and
here
there was
we
tree
go.
cutters when someone was there. Just saying. No, I mean, if we're comparing, that's kind of the same.
Tree cutters that use cranes.
Move the trees. No.
You ever hear this? You need to get rid of Tony. He's not helping you.
Yeah, you're right.
So many people have told him that, and he just doesn't see it.
But we'll pick this back up. I've kept you guys on here long enough. I want to re-chat for a minute. But we'll pick this back up tomorrow because I'm going to be live tomorrow. During the day, we have an event to go to. It's really cool. This organization, it's called Seawolf Privateers. And they do, everything they do is for the foster kids in our county. And tomorrow's their big pirate adventure. They have this big pirate ship. It's so cool. They built this thing. And they dress in, costume. They have mermaids, and there'll be a magic show, a petting zoo, a lot of bounce houses. There'll be indoor and outdoor games where the kids earn these tokens, and it's called Pirate Booty. You go cash your tokens in and get yourself some Pirate Booty, and they have tables of stuff that people have donated or, they've raised money to buy for the kids to pick out as their gifts. It's for their Pirate Booty to cash their coins in. But the kids love it. They have a blast. So I probably won't. Well, I might go live in the morning early. Well, around lunch. Yeah. Other than that, it'll be probably at night. But I'm looking forward to it. We went the last 2 years and it was a lot of fun. The kids had a blast. Kids got all kind of stuff though. Oh. And they put on an event for Halloween, and they do one at Christmas, and they also do Easter. They will egg your house. But they're good people. And it's really cool. That pirate ship is really cool. You broke your pinky toe last night? Oh no, the worst one to break. That little sucker, I swear, is the most painful one. Nope. Stabilize it and deal with, yep. Unless it's a compound break. If it pops through the skin, then yeah, you're gonna, or if it's severely deformed. But if it's just like a clean break or a fracture, yeah, there's not much. But those little suckers hurt though. Oh, Angel, thank you. And thank you for coming in and hanging out so long. I feel for Sebastian and Summer. There's no trace, and these people think it's free reign to speak about them. Yep. Saying that he could have fallen asleep in the back of a car could happen. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that he was gone and in Katie's car. Yeah, that's why I said it has happened. Kids have found an unlocked car and climbed in the back seat. It has happened. That's not so far fetched. Yeah, it does happen. It's crazy. The stuff they're saying, but you can't even compare the two cases. Other than them both being missing children, that's where, that's it. I mean, I don't know. Some people's elevator don't leave the ground floor very often. Just saying. It's insane. But I am gonna. What else was I to say? Where I went back up in chat. Yeah. But thank you guys. Tomorrow we'll do some bull crapping instead of just always doing content. Because I like talking to you guys, and maybe we could do a little bit of that and a little bit of finishing this up, and then we'll just have a chit chat session. But it is late, and thank you for being here with me so long. Thank you for the PayPal and the membership renewal. I really appreciate you. And don't forget, hit that like button, sub up if you're not subbed up, turn the little bell hickey thing on. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you, mods, very much for everything. Appreciate you. Hey, Chico. Hey, and bye. I'm sorry if I missed you. But thank you guys. See you tomorrow.